As you may recall last week, you managed to make it to the top of a mountain in the cold, blistering winds. Found Mad Maggie's long-lost triplet sister, apparently. As Christina sent you all into a vision of the past, in order to try to hunt down one of Zariel's feathers. In doing so, she advised she'd send you to a moment in time where one of your friends would have seen him. Would have seen her. However, the friend's timeline you were sent to was not one of your own, but would appear dusty. I then levied the team with a rather important question. Do you save him or do you not? Referencing to a conversation from the previous campaign a very long time ago, as the DM set out long-term plans. So the team, of course, decided to save the kid, because come on, heroes save children. I figure that's how it went. It was not a very fair, fun decision in that regard. It's like, well, obviously, kid saved. However, all hell seemed to break loose, because as this happened, from outside the shadows and darkness, a familiar planetar, who had hunted the party for some time before, well, meeting an untimely demise, seems to have made an appearance. But, more importantly beyond all that, was what ended up happening to Isaac, Kieran's character. He didn't end up following along with the team, though some specter of his character did. He ended up landing in a completely different area. It seems the last moments of the Kingdom of Blackrock, pushing forward one last piece of the mystery, as it was revealed that this was another of Dusty's lives previously lived. From start to finish, very little info given on that one so far, but as he found himself in the kingdom, he had two choices. He could flee, try to find some escape, or push onward. Then he did, making his way back towards a church beyond the town itself, where many were taking refuge. This cost him the use of a simulacrum, which was left behind to create a distraction when Isaac failed to be sneaky because he rolled super low because, well, I mean, sometimes the dice taketh and the dice give it away. That's how the game works. Which is where we left off. As of last week, the team had just finished in the back flashback town, and Kieran, your character, had made it to the main doors of this church. Now, I'm going to go ahead and activate this as main scene just this one time, so everybody can see what's going on this one, but you'll only have vision from Kieran's character, Isaac. So, once you all come over, I'll activate the other map, and I'll pull Kieran to this one solo in between turns as we go. So, Kieran, you've had a week to think on this one, because up ahead you do see some spined devils and a number of random commoners who seem to have taken shelter here on the outskirts of Blackrock. What do you do?
Yeah, let's see here. I had a plan, but it's also been a couple of weeks. Sorry, I walked around. I remember walking around at first. Do you mind if I quickly do that again, just because it's been a couple weeks?
Oh, certainly. It's a big square building. Outside of it is mostly just, it looks pretty.
Oh, yeah. Alright,
Here, I'll pull your character around so you can get a good view of the area.
Yeah.
I'm usually zoomed out a good chunk.
Yeah.
There are glass windows and stuff in the background, but the main doors to this place are open, and you can hear the commotion from where you're at. And clearly see it.
Was I able to see the position of the people and of the devils, or?
From where you're presently at, your vision range is limited because of your token, so let me just expand that because it's not dark or anything. I'll just max it out. To give you a true range of vision, shifting your character back and forth, you can see a few other ones. The pews do sort of limit your vision and area from the front, but you can clearly see at least one or two spined devils up there. I usually keep the vision a little short so it doesn't slow everyone's systems down when everyone sees everybody. As for a spined devil, well, they look like this.
They're, slightly little, jerks. Would I have a sense of roughly the power scale of a spine devil?
Oh, you fought those before. It's been a long time. They're not that strong. Very low challenge.
Yeah, I didn't think they were. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't misremembering and potentially running into, you know what I mean? Like
The bottom
like I know,
layers
for
are fire.
example, yeah, I know those two. For example, those the two devils who were I had to lure away, where it would have been a much more difficult proposition.
Oh, certainly.
These guys though, is the door locked?
Nope. They are presently cracked open.
Well, I think it's probably a good idea for me to try and slip inside and see if I can help these folks. So, am I in initiative right now, or is this out of combat?
You've got about a turn to play around. Where I've indicated on the map, moving beyond there, you will be noticed, and which will engage combat. Basically gives you some freedom of movement with your token, so you can play around and plan around.
All right, I'm gonna enter then, and see if I can have a better view now of the fight from here. I'm just gonna very quickly reference something. Yep, that'll work. So I'm going to Alright. I guess I'm gonna probably move forward and try to get their attention and engage. Question, would I have an idea of their resistances?
For one of these, you'd be more than welcome to do a knowledge, arcana, or history to check to see what your character would remember.
Alright, I'm gonna throw Arcana down and see how that goes. Please be nice to me, Tice. That could have been nicer, but...
You know they're immune to fire and poison damage, but you can't remember their resistances off the top of your head.
Well, alright. I guess I'm gonna get up to the fighting line now.
Alrighty. As your character approaches, I'm just going to push you over the edge. We're going to go ahead then and roll for initiative. Let me just get you into the combat tracker here.
Alright. Well, that could have gone a lot better on the roll, but...
The first Spine Devil, as it sees you approach, screeches out loud in midair. Using its fly speed to burst 40 feet, just enough to make it to you, as it drives forward, pulling a fork as it goes. Biting and clawing at you. The first one is most certainly a miss, and the second
I've got 19 AC, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
That my character doesn't, in Foundry doesn't reflect it properly, so.
There you go. I'll put a 19 on there for now to make life easier, but those are definitely misses as the first one attacks at you, screeching as it does. The second one, on the other hand, is going to be a little bit more clever. Nope, doesn't have quite the movement to make it, so it's going to just attack from here as well, in the same way. Fork and biting teeth, clawing, gnawing, and striking at you. And unfortunately, they miss on both attacks as well. It is now your turn, with two Spine Devils atop.
Well, unfortunately, they're not positioned the way I would have liked, so I'm gonna move. Or, well, I guess I can probably stand to provoke here. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna provoke, I guess, from this guy.
Yep, he's going to take an attack of opportunity against you, and at that point, he's going to make a bite attack. Which misses against your armor class as you gets a 4 total, as you dance out of the attack.
And then I'm going to point my my staff down the line. I'm going to fire a lightning bolt from it.
All right.
So, let's see here. Lightning bolts, cast on. Okay. My save DC's 24, so... Just
Alright.
try to hit both of these guys with a...
And as you throw down a lightning bolt, your 39 points of damage is enough to eradicate both of the spine devils, who turn to ash and dust under the force of the attack.
Alright, and let's see, that was 10 feet. Let's see. Anything interesting I can do with my bonus action? Because unfortunately I can't cast another spell. Yeah, so that's probably my turn. But maybe position myself a little better. I'll just kind of like get up here, you know, to a position that's a little more essential. And I'm just gonna shout at the last, you know, devil, kind of egging him on a bit. And that's all I can do this turn.
Alrighty, and as your turn comes to an end, the spine devil is going to roar and charge at your character, brandishing weapons as it attempts a bite and a fork attack as well. You probably have a good idea how these are going. I'm being lazy, I'm just going to leave it on private. I was rolling them out loud because they're not very strong.
What are you talking about? They get a whole +2 to attack.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Unless I roll it critical. So let me roll up the damage on that, because they actually managed to get a crit hit on you as that fork sinks deep for a menacing total of 4 damage.
Yeah. And a 20 will hit regardless of if I put my AC over, so yeah.
Oh yeah, 20's an automatic hit. Only time it works in 5th, I love it. So you
4
take
damage.
4 from a critical hit. I'm not kidding, like, look at this. And because it wasn't working, I actually had to do a manual D20 roll for it. I got a 20, so that was nice. I had to type it, and it's like the game's like, we will reward you, and I'm like, oh, thanks. This is totally the enemy I wanted to get a critical hit on. Alrighty.
If it makes it feel better, we like it having the crit.
That's the end of the Pit Fiend's turn, and we're going to roll around to Isaac's turn. What was that?
Let's see.
Nothing.
The Pit Fiend's turn. Can you imagine? Just like one Pit Fiend cosplaying as a Spine Devil among Spine Devils.
Give me a perception check.
Oh no, you poked the bear. You poked the bear.
Oh my god.
Ooh, you got a good roll. And you notice over the back shoulder, red clawed talons gripping one of those doors and slowly opening the 2 of them. Because at initiative order of 3, because... Why do they never go visible after that? I'm gonna have to re-add them. Just give me a second. I rolled a 1 and he got a 3. I'm just gonna update combatant back to a 3. Because I'm sticking with it. I laugh so hard. Because you have a Pit Fiend at the door behind you.
Oh.
Didn't he lightning bolt like destroy that door?
It's Baldur's Gate PC game rules. It just bounces.
Oh, okay.
So that was one of the things that made second edition annoying. Apparently, you actually had to like calculate the angles when you did that because it would bounce around.
So the door's on fire. I just read the spell, John. The door is on fire, the one beside the Pit Fiend, which he grips with his hand without any worry. They're immune to fire damage. But it says it ignites flammable things, so you know there's this big circular burning mark on the door. Thank you. I'm gonna run with that. I like that. So,
Sorry, I just had to bring that up.
oh jeez, it's all good. I like it. It works well. Kieran, still your turn. And Spine Devil in front of you and a Pit Fiend behind you, and a number of commoners cowering in this room.
Well, the Munchkin has become significantly less of a priority at the moment. I think it's about time to cast this. Give me a second.
Is it time for your signature level 6 spell?
I mean, it is a great spell, but I feel like if I'm going to be fighting a Pit Fiend, I want to have a little bit of toughness here. So, luckily, I still have my 9th level spell slot. I'm going to shape change into an ancient gold dragon.
Ancient?
Sorry, adult. I think.
There you go.
Yeah, sorry.
I was gonna,
Yeah. No, my brain just said the wrong category.
yeah, I was like, that's
That'd be impressive if I
my
could do
favorite
that.
9th level spell so far. I feel like I should know that.
I mean, in theory, if we could go into epic, if there was epic levels, we could do it. But
Back in
Alright.
my day, we had those epic levels.
All right. Does the another question is does the what's it called? Do I get any interesting bonus actions out of being a dragon? I don't think so. No, not looking like it. All right, so
And keep in mind,
I'm just gonna step away from
change.
this guy. He can go ahead and take a try.
Hey, it requires concentration. He stabs you with his fork. Holy crap, I got a 20. It would have hit you before. I got 18 to make 20. It would have hit you before. AC on a gold dragon's. I have to double check on this because I did use a
19.
carryover. Is it actually for an adult gold dragon a 19? I'm pulling this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a 19 because I set yours to a flat 19 to make life simple. So he does hit you.
I will reaction shield.
Alrighty, you cast your shield to bring yourself up another 5 points to a 24.
Bye, Jillian. Hi,
just-
Jillian.
I'm just imagining this thing walking in. I turn into a dragon as I'm running away. This guy tries to stab me, and I just without even looking at him, just shield walking away from him.
Alrighty.
Small fry. And I'm gonna position myself just in a place where I'm kind of, you know what I mean, like kind of like a kind of a come at me sort of position because I want to keep myself between him and the commoners. So
Okay.
all right, that's me.
Alrighty, and as we get to the end of your turn over to the Spine Devil's turn, we're going to go back to the other team now. Back to Elver turn. I've got you switched on here now for as well, Kieran, so you can see what's going on this time, but next time I'll just pull you over to the other map because it's going to get nasty. So, at the very top of the initiative order, as that badass Planetar came out, was Flux. Fulminox is staring him down. However, Jillian, since you're at the top of the initiative order, would you be so kind as to give me a perception check?
I can definitely try. Can everyone hear me? My mic cut out for a minute there. Okay, cool. I didn't find out what happened after the Pit Fiend hit Kieran, just that he attacked.
He turned into a big old golden dragon. The Pit Fiend opened up the door and he's like, hey buddy. And Kieran's character is like, hit the emergency level 9 spell button, turn into a gold dragon.
Yeah. Okay. But did the Pit Fiend hit him?
Nothing
It hasn't
happened as
yet,
of
no.
yet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
After
sorry.
that, I cut
The,
back to the other ones.
The
I
devil, the little devil tried to hit me, and I just kind of shrugged it off. So
It would have hit him. He had to actually use a spell. He had to react. I pulled a spell out of you. Don't undercut me, man.
You
It was
saw
only
that.
Signature spell.
you say that, but it's a signature spell.
A CR2 hit you and you're a gold dragon. I'm so proud of him. I had to roll an 18, but I'm so proud of him. But then you shielded, so it doesn't matter. But
I know we haven't fought Spine Devil since like we were level 5 or something, but I thought they were more than a +2 to attack for some reason. That must be.
Are you getting them mixed up with like the bearded or the barbed devils or something like that? Because we've fought a lot of different kinds of devils.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought they were
It's almost as if we've gone through hell.
a little bit meaner than that, but I guess they're just kind of like more annoying imps, I suppose.
So you said perception, right? I definitely wasted enough time to open up D&D Beyond.
no worries. With a 16 on your perception check, you notice something very important. Around the corners of other buildings, through the smoke and the haze. These aren't the only Planetar. There seems to be other angels coming out of the woodworks, coming out from the darkness. You also notice a sparkling from one of them, as if they were teleporting in, though most of them appear quite ragged, as if they've already been through a battle of this nature. and seem to stumble forward without any real design.
Oh god. More incoming, Flux will say.
Except this
the
guy,
guy-
he's pointing right at you, because you know.
Okay, I'm gonna move my sword over there to try to hit him. I think I have 3 strikes left with it, because I think I only used it the one time, but I definitely didn't write it down. Oh, I can't move my sword, I don't think.
Well, let me take
But I'm gonna move it over beside him. And I'll go... Actually, I'll go
So
up
you said
here.
he's just pointing at us. Does he look like he's threatening us?
That specifically is going to require perception checks. Anyone who wants to roll one will be free to do so. Don't get me wrong, to see exactly what he's doing.
Well, you know, maybe he's not threatening us, but he nearly killed Lulu, so I'm gonna hurt him.
He will nearly kill Lulu. Yeah, we're in the past. Sorry, Jillian, I've been waiting to make that joke for weeks.
That's okay, it doesn't bother me.
I have to practice the bad jokes, I really do. Oh my. I will say, though, as you parry around behind him, his blade remains pointed in the direction you came from.
Okay. I always forget every single time how to roll from Foundry.
Yeah, it's a little peculiar. It's the only way to get that sword to work correctly, though, because the game's so strict with the rules. A 26.
Yeah, that's okay.
That is a strike to the back of this creature as you swing. It roars in pain. So you go ahead, roll your damage.
I'll use force damage this time.
Not ready. Use the force, Jillian.
I mean, usually when you're swinging a sword, you have to use force. Like,
True. D&D says it's slashing. 22 points of damage. That's just your first hit. Definitely
Can I?
take
Let me
some
see how
shots,
many.
though.
Well, I'll try to hit the sword out of his hand. So it's a strength save 22, and I add a D12 to the damage. That's not good. The 26 points of damage.
Neither was my dice roll. You managed to spin the sword up out of his hand, flying through the air. Give me a perception check as you do so.
Okay. Not as good as the first one.
You recognize the blade, however, as it spins, as one of the Apocalypse long swords.
Hey Jade, present for you. And I'll try to hit him again.
At some point or another, I'm gonna have enough of these to make a small army of them.
Well, you're assuming you can take something like a magical longsword from the past to the future. You get a feather, sure, that's one thing. That's what you were sent here for. That's the MacGuffin. Don't you try cheating and pulling out more stuff from the past.
did you try to pop something out or show something to us? Because I just got a blank screen.
It was a pop-up with a picture. It should have shown from the magical icon index. Because I'm pretty sure it's just a regular pick. Let me try again to see if it works for you. Oops. Too many wrong buttons on my
Yeah,
side.
because I got the like the blank window as well.
Still
Do you
blank
see
window?
it? Yeah, I see a blank window. Yeah.
Then I will do this the lazy way. It's just, for flavor and all that, but give me a second here. Copy
It's
that.
all about that trip down to Flavortown.
Flav. There you go.
Blank screen for me.
It's still
Yeah.
coming up as a blank screen.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I'm
like-
also not getting it.
It's given when I click in the line, it's given the broken image symbol. The
Oh, you can click on that line.
yeah.
I mean, it doesn't do anything, but you can click on that line.
I put it in the handouts. That's weird. Foundry's being cranky today.
Yeah, that's a broken image in the chat too. Yeah.
Okay, it's alright, we got there with two different systems. It's, isn't technology marvelous?
Oh my word.
So I rolled damage on Torin because I knew that 29 hit because my 26 did, but I didn't roll damage on the 22 because I didn't know if 22 hit.
22's a hit. You go ahead and roll that damage as well. I'm sorry,
Okay.
Jillian. During my technical problems, I actually missed the damage roll. Normally, I hear the dice.
No, that's okay.
I hear the click clacking, and I'm like, ooh, shinies.
So it's 34 plus 23 plus
Oh, it's
28.
pretty nasty. He's looking pretty bloodied and beaten up. Definitely looks like he can take a hit. Anything else for your turn?
No, that's everything.
Alrighty. Jade, you are up, my friend. What you doing, Dan?
And we're 100% sure this is the one that would hurt Lulu.
Oh, positive.
He is about to feel his wrath.
I'm gonna just fly it, and I'm dead. What?
30's a hit with Honeysickle. You go ahead and roll up all that damage. $14 and 31 for the damage.
And what?
Ooh, I have to adjust him. That guy is not a standard Planitar. I mean, that's obvious. You guys have been hunting this guy for ages. Wouldn't be fun if it was. So, plus the extra d6 on for 1 point. That hurts a little bit. Only because I know what Jade's like able to output with serious damage numbers. That hurts a little bit. But you managed to give him a deadly blow and quite the slice across the front.
Where did his sword fall?
Just on the ground near him.
Oh, bonus action, interact with object and pick it up.
Alrighty, give me a con save as you do. Oof.
Oh no!
Let me just see if I have anything to say about that. 1 second.
I could wait. What's the range in that feature? I mean, I think I could give him a d6 maybe, but I don't think that's going to cut it for a save at this level.
You're 50 feet away. I mean, I can. The bare minimum, I can give him a +6. I know that much.
No, I need to be within 30 feet.
There's a.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess depends on what not Isaac feels about it. If he has my abilities, he could help. But does he want to help?
Yeah, who is this guy?
We don't know.
I'll tell you.
We still don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I've got nothing. Sorry, Jade.
It is what it is.
There we go.
Yeah.
That'll make things a little easier.
I do like that the sadness chance like one more failure to add to the collection, considering he was trying to add to his collection.
That's fair.
I just felt like someone needed to point that out.
But I had to pause what I
Yeah.
was doing because everybody was saying they had a bunch of things up their sleeves. Anyone actually doing anything, or should I just start rolling?
Yeah, no, you can roll.
I can't do anything.
I'm out of range. I can't help.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, 13's not going to be high enough.
Alrighty, Jade. You managed to hold on to the blade, but it does 6d12, 38 points of radiant damage to you as you grip the hilt. The blade, presently attuned to another creature, radiates outward against anyone else, fighting hard against your hand. Your con save, unfortunately, since you failed it, means you take max damage from that as the searing light radiates into your very pores. The blade fighting hard against your hand, though you don't have to drop it. But if you hold on to it, it's pretty much like that, you know, burn your armor spell.
Oh, heat metal kind of thing.
Exactly. For every turn you're holding onto this blade, you get a con save, or you take 12 points of radiant damage. And you can hear the blade's mentality screaming at you. A profanity, insanity, calling you down to the lowest and telling you so many nasty things that it's almost impossible to keep your head wrapped on it. You believe whatever sentient the blade has broken and it has gone crazy.
Well, hey, we learned something at least.
Dan's torn between his need for treasure and his need for survival.
Yeah. No, torn between a lot of things. Does that radiant damage count as an attack?
No, it's just an effect from holding the sword.
Damn it. Drop it behind me so that I'm in between the sword and the planetar.
No problem. Easiest way I can reference. I'll just make a direct link here to roll 20's compendium since they're lazy for heat metal. It's the same effect as heat metal.
I saw a good kind of I don't know, picture of like someone took a picture of a conversation like why druids don't wear metal armor, and it's like somebody was going on about the philosophy and all that kind of stuff, and someone was just like, yeah, don't wear metal armor, and then they cast heat metal on someone. It's like, you silly, and then they just walk away.
Love it. A good way to ruin someone's day. Alrighty, so Jade has set the sword down.
Yeah, don't touch that.
Anything else for Jade's turn? Oh no,
No.
you already passed. My bad. I gotta pay attention to that initiative order. Multiple screens. Alec
Oh,
is
no,
now.
just as you were saying, is that it for Jade's turn? I hit end turn.
Ah, I did pretty good then. That means I'm on top of the game. Lovely. Oh my word. Thank you, Dan. Dean, you are now up as Alec's turn in the midst of this chaos.
Alrighty. I was prepared for an army of enemy planetars to show up. Don't you worry about it at all, guys. Don't worry.
I mean, it's pretty much standard at this point.
Devils standard, abominations, aberrations standard. I don't think we've ever fought, not seriously fought planetors before, just the one guy. Okay, well, I guess to start, I'm in the starry form of the chalice ticked, for some reason. So I am a sparkly chalice looking boy, I guess. Do I want to do that? No. I guess I will run. closer to everyone, so we don't get a.
Don't have that happen again.
Just so they're less able to surround us individually, I guess. I will. Let me check the range on this. Alright, I'll cast a first level healing word on Jade to keep him topped up. So you get 10 from the spell, and then from... Oh wait, I may have messed that up. Is anyone else hurt within 30 feet of me?
Not.
Isaac waves a hand. I took a little on the chin,
Like
but
I
I'll
am.
be fine.
I'll give it to him, because otherwise it's wasted, and I don't know, he's not our Isaac yet. He gets back 14. I didn't realise that had the 30-foot range, but no matter. And so it's my bonus action, my movement, and
Wait.
my action.
Healing word's at 60 feet.
Yeah, but my chalice, my starry form feature is 30.
Okay.
So I can double up. I get to roll like 2d8s or something when I'm in the form of chalice. So, and
Okay, my apologies.
do additional healing. So Jade definitely got the 10 points of healing. I was wanting to give him those 14, but I didn't read my feature. What else? No, that'll move me. What are my ranges for 150? Okay, I can't do anything else other than I will cast Frostbite on this planetar here. It's a 24 con save. I imagine he will probably smash that fairly easily.
Sorry, Sandy brought me a quick sip of hot chocolate. I was like, ooh, thank you. Quick con sip.
Now you're just showing off, Alan.
Hey, it was just a sip.
Yeah, I thought that might happen,
Oof.
but it was the only thing I could do. I guess I could have ready the spell, but that was a natty 20.
On the plus side, you made me burn one, so you know he passes.
It also means we know he gets a plus 12 to con save.
Yep.
Thank you, Sadness Chan.
Thumbs up.
And that's me. Did everything I can do.
Alrighty. As we swing over to the Planetar's turn, stumbling back from some of the damage being dealt as it shakes its head and brings a hand up, it points a finger outward. And at this point, since there is absolutely no one in the way, you're 50% certain he's either pointing at the kid or the horned monster behind the kid as he screams, roars, and yells, "Betrayer!" And you notice this seems to wake the others from whatever battle haze they had found themselves in as they begin to turn and start to make motion towards the small one. Holy wow on those crappy rolls. Are you seeing this? Look at that.
That's, well, you got an 18 there. It's,
Not on an initiative roll. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
you
I did.
did.
Yeah, look at that. We get one. But they don't get to take action this round. That'll be next round.
So, are they all pointing towards this one or this guy?
You will need a perception check in order to determine precisely where. Anyone's
I
welcome to
think
roll one.
we hope for the best, but assume the worst. Perception.
You said betrayer. My guess is the little one.
Yeah, probably.
Can you guys? I missed who the little one is. Like, is there a little planetar, or are they talking about Dusty?
Dusty.
We're pretty sure it's
Oh
Dusty.
dear. Okay.
with your perception checks. Well, Nilkraze is like, oh, battle. I like battle. It's been a while. I've been up doing paperwork. So he didn't notice. But, you know, the 37 from Alec and 25 from Jade. Alec just looks, and you see all the math popping up above his head as he triangulates the position of every single one of the other planetars there, reformulates, and figures out the exact overlap, and he goes, oh, crap. They're all pointed at Mini Dusty. Jade's like, yep, didn't need math for it.
Do you call that out?
Yes.
Yeah. They're after the fucking kids!
That takes an action from the Planetar, though, so that's his whole turn. Bellamy's turn.
Oh shit, yeah. Bellamy. Hello, I'm Bellamy.
Yep. His name probably-
Okay. What would Bellamy do? That's a good question. We'll never really truly know. Never truly know.
I mean, she is kind of fan of banishment.
We could try banishment. Who are we banishing?
You're not presently on the edges of the 9 hells, keep in mind. So, you're not suffered to the fringe effects of many of the spells and abilities you're usually used to. Teleport, for example, would work in this area. You wouldn't have to worry about being randomly flung to hell. Banishment also wouldn't randomly fling a person to hell, as you've seen previously, as it just beats someone to death because they can't get through. It would actually take effect here. DM just giving that note. But I do like Banishment, it's a good spell.
Yeah.
Oh, can you not... Does Foundry not give you spell descriptions if you click in a spell book?
If you click on like the name,
Name.
it'll pop down with a description of the spell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it
If you
expands.
click on like the little image, then it will post it in the chat.
Right, okay, that's what I was worried about. Just walking about, clicking. That's the thing, spamming the chat with spells. I was just saying what Guardian of Faith did, but it looks like it does radiant damage, which probably won't work against these chappies.
No, Radiant is not where we want to be.
Jade's hand, which probably burns with the intensity of 1,000 suns now, he's probably saying, no radiant damage.
Yeah, we may as well go with banishment and pick. Who did you have in mind?
I mean, it really doesn't matter. One of them.
What about this guy, because he's closest and
Sure.
not engaged with anyone?
That seems reasonable.
Alright. Okay. Oh, I am confused by this. Like, why does it say 4th level 2 slots?
Because they have four. She has 2 4th level spell slots left.
Oh, okay, right. Well, you can tell that I don't use the Foundry sheet a lot.
I do.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Bellamy. Have a nice trip.
Yeah, it sounds pretty bang on.
The area around the Planetar warps and twists and turns as his head cracks and he turns towards her and says, "Hello, Bellamy," and steps forward beyond the reach of the portal, unaffected as he passes his save.
Well, that's upsetting.
You also get the feeling as you see this effect washing over, as he seems to step past it relatively stronger than the norm. He seems somewhat resistant to the magical effects.
Shite. Okay. Gonna.
I just throw that one up there for you. Some people don't like to say that after it happens. They just go, "Oh, he seems extra tough." No, you're level 19. You've seen this. It's like, oh, that reflection off the skin. We know what he did. Some have the
I
right
think
stuff.
pretty much every enemy we fought in the official descent into Avernus was like magic resistance, magic
Oh.
resistance.
All the
It's a
time.
common feature for devils.
What's the strongest thing we're gonna have to deal with? Mages. They'll try and summon us and control us. We need to be able to resist that. That's my theory. Oh.
Okay. What would our bonus action be? Inspiration or unsettling words?
Unsettling words might be a little bit more useful.
Okay.
Probably this guy.
Yeah, unsettling words on
Your
Angel.
meanie poo poo pants.
Angel Emo.
Help me,
And,
is that a
which-
save?
It's I'll put the feature for it. It's so the next time that guy has to roll a save, that needs to subtract 1d8 from the save and throw,
Oh, okay.
and yeah, and it just costs use of the bardic inspiration dice.
I know the one.
Um,
Now that you've mentioned it out, so what I'm going to do is just put a marker on him. Big old down arrow in the corner. I'll just try to remember.
Would Bellamy move anywhere? She might. Would she run towards the kid? She might run towards the kid.
That
how-
I don't know.
How protective is Bellamy? I'm not sure.
I think we have to roll a dice to know that.
I think she
Yeah.
would. Insight
You
into
reckon?
Courtney. Yeah, if she knew that it was important to us. Like if she knew that we knew, or that we suspected it was Dusty and that we want to save him, I think she would.
Okay.
It's a shame Courtney's not here. I'm sure she'd be playing it up. She'd be running over. That's him when he was a kid. He's so cute. You know what I mean? Like the comedy that will come out. She's good with that stuff.
Okay, well, Bellamy will run beside him and say something. Bellamy's like, "Don't worry, it'll be okay. We got this."
Amazing.
Or just
Hi,
follow on
hi.
Bellamy.
Hi, I'm Bellamy. We're friends now.
Yes.
Bellamy comes over, puts a hand on the kid's shoulder. We're friends now. Looks up towards her with a squinted glare as he sort of collapses down onto one knee. What little strength he has left quickly beginning to fade. I mean, after all, kid facing off against pit fiends wasn't looking too good. Anything else for Bellamy's turn, or is she good?
I think she's used everything.
Alrighty, Isaac's turn. Who looks around the battlefield as all the planetars comes in, and he gives a slight whistle and looks up. Gives us yell. Jade, Flux, be careful over there. You don't want to get into too much trouble against that. And same for you, Alec. Don't go getting too hurt, as he starts to walk towards the kid. And you see the planetar mouthing your names a moment later, as he seems to glare, focusing. Which may very well explain, when he met you all originally, how he knew your names. Unless you knew Nimbar's name, that's a plot hole I can't fill because, well, I can't plan for that. But you know,
Holy Nimbar was here!
Thank you, that works. Dean saves the day. As Alec yells, I wish Nimbar was here to help. But Isaac says, we don't need Nimbar. Nimbar taught me a great trick. I'm going to finish this fight, but I'm going to need a couple rounds. Isaac says as he breaks the fourth wall and looks up at the players. Round 5, I'm a pop. Nilkrace's turn.
Alright, well,
Point
you're
of inspiration,
not,
Dean. Sorry.
you were not hurting my friend.
Does anyone
Oh.
need it? I've not used mine yet.
Even though
Bellamy
Karen's not on the
doesn't
same
have
map. You can use it.
Bellamy does not have inspiration marked, so let's give it to Bellamy.
Alright, so we're going to Banishing Strike.
Team fill the plot hole. He gets an inspiration point. That's just fair.
That should have been at advantage, but 25 hits anyways, right?
Oh god, yeah. I will as well say Isaac is now concentrating on a spell, so I'm going to put this weird funky eye on his character because it looks cool.
Okay, so...
If you're supposed to be rolling at advantage, I would do it just in case you get that nat 20.
I suppose that's a good point.
Yeah.
Nope.
An attempt was
Alright.
made.
Yeah, but that's fine. So he's going to take an additional that.
Now keep in mind, he's not a fiend or an undead.
Yeah, so he takes 34 damage.
Yep.
Is he at 50 or less hit points?
Nope.
Okay. Alright, and then I make my second attack.
Is it an after effect if he's at 50 or less hit points?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, additionally, if this attack reduces creature to 50 hit points or fewer, you banish it. 31 definitely hits.
Oh, for Banishing Spite. I thought you meant the sword. I'm confused. Holy Avenger's not that old.
No.
I think it's that old. Alright, 11 more points of damage as you cut into the... I almost said fiend, but then you'd be like, I get bonus damage. As you cut into the fiendish angel in front of you.
Yeah, so he's taking a bunch of damage. I do think I want to be closer to Dusty to try and protect. So we're then going to fly over there. He will get an attack of opportunity against me.
Oh, definitely. You know he's gonna swing. And what's your character's AC? 30? Unfortunately,
30.
that is a miss as it reflects off your armor.
Jesus.
Uh,
I know I asked before, but how did you do that again? I know you get like plus 3 plate, plus 3 shield. But what?
3 plate, 3 shield.
That's most of it, actually. That takes up a good chunk of the thing. 27, 28 base right there.
Yeah.
So
Then I have my integrate. So 21 for the plate, like a plus 3 plate, plus 5 for a plus 3 shield.
Right.
I'm a Warforged, so I get plus 1 integrated protection.
So that's
I had
28.
Yeah. Then I have a cloak of protection, a ring of protection, and then the blessing.
Okay, because he's got extra attunement slots.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lux could probably get close if she had that many attunement slots too.
Oh, absolutely. You probably, yeah, you would get like 29, I think, because you don't have the integrated protection.
Only
Okay,
kicker is
that's-
you're wielding a shield to get a good boost over to that. That's, what, 5
yeah.
of your AC right there?
5,
without
yeah.
You drop to 25? So a single disarming strike and I can pop that away. Anyone can use Disarming Strike, but only fighters can use it as one of their attack actions. And, you know, anything that actually has it as a specific feature. I mention this now because, John, you know I'm going to do it to you someday. Maybe not to this fight. These guys seem a little bit messed up in the head. But if someone's fighting you and they see you come forward in your suit of walking armor, they're going to be like, I'm disarming that shield.
This then begs the question which 5e is lacking, right? It's like you can't just drop a shield as a free action, so is it a strap shield or is it a center grip shield? Because if it's a center grip shield, you can disarm someone easy, but if you're going to disarm someone that's got a strap shield, then that has way more implications for a fight.
You got to aim for the shoulder at that point and actually disarm them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, you basically rip their arm off. Because
Well,
if you're...
We look at rules as written, it says you wield a shield, and disarming strike is to remove an item that's being wielded. So, maybe your disarming strike is so accurate, you get in there and you cut the strap on the buckler, or at least unclip it and knock it out the other way, all Jackie Chan style.
It's a very gameplay mechanic-y kind of, yeah.
Definitely. Like, it's the one thing I saw and I'd laugh, because I was thinking the same thing. If that's strapped on, that doesn't work, but I mean, it works by rock, but... I digress.
Okay, I ran over enough historical based weapons analysis of 5th edition.
John's like, stop saying how you can drop me to 25. Alrighty, as we roll back around to the start of the next round of combat, we do have one other player we gotta take a look at, however, first. So, Jillian, you have time to plan, as we are now going to switch back over to the Church of Blackrock. This time, I'm just going to pull Isaac's character over so you don't have to worry about the back and forth. You've all seen the scene, and I don't want to have to make you multi-load repeatedly. It's rough on systems. So there you go, Mr. Gold. As the Spine Devil's turn is now up. It's of course going to charge you. At the very least, it can try to provide advantage to its allies. As its multi-attack kicks in with a bite and its fork. And unless I roll silly high again, he isn't going to land nothing. And you have shield active, so you've even got a +5.
Before any of this, I realized too, they have to make a will saves for Frightful Presence. Wisdom saves, sorry. I'm a very... 3.5 has permanently buried that in my brain.
Let me just double check something on the dragons quickly.
Oh yeah.
Because you're referring to its Frightful Presence, right?
Yeah.
Its action?
It's not an action, actually. Or it is an action. I'm dumb. No, sorry. You're right. I am.
There you go.
No, I was completely wrong. Sorry about that.
No worries, bud. It happens. In old ones, there used to be an aura of fear, but it's now an actual action if you want to try and scare the poop out of everybody. So you can try that on your next turn. But for as of right now, that little Spine Devil's brave enough to come and try to stab you in the back of the neck. And I got a 21 for its second fork attack. Like, look at that. But now you got a +5, so you know that's not going to be a hit. So we're going to jump through now to the Pit Fiend's turn. Gonna burn. 30 feet of flight as it takes off towards you, given your size, wanting to keep up, as it now obtains advantage on its attack. Its bite, claw, mace, and tail all come at you at once. Now let's see if any of these actually break through that AC, because I think they got a good chance, given advantage.
Oh yeah, and the fact that this guy's much closer to the R.
27. Yep. So all 4 attacks hit. 33, 30, 33, and 7 were the 4 rolls I got for that. I'm just not showing the math so it doesn't fill up the screen. Let me just give the damage rolls, because fortunately none of those critted. Which is a little unlikely given the number of rolls I had, but not too bad. I'm also going to need to get a savings throw for Constitution for you from the bite attack. You'll probably pass, you're a dragon.
Yeah.
Yep, 26 is a pass. DC on that was only a 19 if I recall. Nope, 21, but still, 26 is definitely a pass. Dragons pass con saves, it's a rule. Alrighty, so the claw gives you 16 points of slashing damage. The mace gives you, in total, a stack of 9 points of bludgeoning damage and 19 points of fire damage.
The fire damage I'm immune to.
The tail gives you 17 points of bludgeoning damage. And the bite gives you 11 points of piercing damage.
Sorry, could you repeat those? I just...
From the start?
Yeah. So I can write them down.
The claws give you 16 points of slashing damage. The mace gives 9 points of bludgeoning damage and 19 points of fire damage. The tail gives 17 points of bludgeoning damage.
17 points?
Yep. And the bite gives 11 points of piercing damage.
Alright. So I have to roll con saves to concentrate, right?
Yep.
Give me a quick second to make sure something...
If all those...
I have advantage on these two. Because I have Warcaster.
If the DC's 10, I don't know if you can fail them as a dragon. Because you get plus 13 con to saves.
Yeah, that's true. I actually have enough to... None of these are more than 20 damage, so...
Yep.
All of them are... So I think I just have enough con to just like auto pass all these, right? Or is a one an automatic failure in a saving throw in 5e?
No.
Just attack rolls. And just that.
Okay, so then I guess I can't fail these. So, like these concentration checks. So.
Yep.
All right, so I'm just gonna put the damage on myself now. 25, 35, 42, 52, 50, 53 damage is what I added up. The fire wouldn't hit me because I'm a dragon, and the reason I was checking because if I managed to somehow fail the first one, I would have taken the fire on the second one, right? So.
Yep.
Although yeah. All right. Did I just disappear?
You click the button to switch yourself back.
There's a button to switch myself back?
It's at the very top in your character sheets, gives you options. I'll switch you back to
Oh,
your old dragon
sorry.
form.
I must have, when I was trying to close a window, I must have accidentally tapped it. Sorry about that. I'll just put the inputs back down. Oh, I see. Okay, it's the big button that says Restore Transformation.
Yep.
Alright. Don't know how I could have missed that, but... Alright. So, I'm injured.
That's going to be it for the Pit Fiend's turn. So your turn, Kieran.
Alright. I think the first thing to do is to simplify the problem. So I'm gonna to go ahead and make my multi-attack. So I first use my Frightful Presence as a part of it, because I get to use my Frightful Presence and then make like 3 attacks. So I'll need wisdom saves from both of them, unless they have an immunity. DC 21. Actually, I'll just actually put that in. Or thanks. Oh, okay, it does expand. All right.
Alrighty. So, of course, the little spine devil is scared, but the Pit Fiend is not.
Yeah, I kind of figured that was probably how that was going to play out. And I'm going to swing a, let's see, I guess I'm going to make the bite against the little guy. And I'm going to crit.
Yep.
So, that's, I guess 2d8 more damage. Or 2d10 rather, more damage. Because it didn't give me the option to roll it as a crit. So that's going to be 31 damage.
Yep, and that's enough to kill it.
And then I'm gonna make a claw attack against the Pit Fiend. Does that hit?
A 19 is a hit, so go ahead and roll your damage.
15 slashing.
16 points, yep.
And then second claw attack.
19's a hit, so you go ahead and roll your damage.
20. Ooh! 20 more slashing damage.
Okay.
Alright. This is fun. This is like a kaiju fight, basically, in this church.
Alrighty.
Alright. And, I think that's gonna be my turn.
Alrighty. So we'll go ahead and switch back over to the other team. As we jump to Jillian's turn now with Flux.
Alright, so how's Buddy looking in front of me?
He's injured. Looking a little stumbly.
Okay. And all the other planetars are still looking at Dusty, but there's 3 people around him.
Yep. A wizard presently concentrating. A Bellamy patting him on the head to make sure he's okay for a quick second. And then we have Nilkrace, who's just standing there looking angelic. I mean, come on, man, you're shy.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep trying to kill this guy, honestly.
Alrighty.
No, great. It's a suit of plate armor with wings.
Why? Okay. I forgot how to open my character sheet. It's cool. I'll figure it out. And I have advantage on those because Jade's flanking, right?
Yep.
Gonna roll the 3 attacks.
Yeah, he's got the HP to tank. You go right ahead. I mean, I shouldn't say that. You'll end up critting on all of them.
Oh, maybe not.
The one thing it makes me want to play a champion fighter is just that expanded crit chance. Like it's the only thing the subclass has got going for it, but
As dangerous.
it would be pretty spicy.
That Planetar is looking badly injured now as you start slicing in. Even Torm's Dancing Thunderbolt levies a blow against him. Shaving off that incredibly high HP he seems to hold.
Okay, give me 2 seconds to review my character sheet.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna use a goading attack on him. So he has to make a wisdom saving throw, DC 23. If he fails, the target has disadvantage on all attack rolls on targets other than me.
He has passed his save.
Okay. I still get to add D12,
Oh, yeah.
I think. Yes, I do. I will add the D12. Oh, gosh. I'm gonna action surge. Why not?
Okay.
I have 2.
You got turned to a cheese grater.
Okay.
I think that's fair to say. You just look like a flurry of blows with the swords at that point. Or a blender. One of them
It's
super
one
magic
big
bullet.
blade. It's one big blade, so maybe a food processor.
Oh god. Yeah, you're probably right. Definitely food processor the way she slice and dice. Oh my god. 27, 29. She slices, she dices, and she juliennes angels. Wait a second. Take that last one back. 27, 29, 36 for 3 hits. As you continue to slash into the creature.
I think there's one more. I just have to scroll up so high.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, there's the damage.
He's looking badly, badly injured. Body collapsing under the weight of the damage being dealt. Though still standing.
I'm gonna try another goading attack.
Yep.
So another wisdom save. DC 23.
Oh! Look at that.
Oh, baby. So he's got a disadvantage on everyone except for me. But I don't think it gives him advantage on me because that's a different...
No, no. You
Okay,
just
that's the end of my
distracted
turn. I'm not gonna go anywhere.
him. Perfect. Jade. What you doing, Dan? What's your plan? Putting a big hole in the front of him? I mean, when it's lined up. As you ready, honey? 25 is definitely a hit. The very definition of if it's not broken, don't fix it. All that sneak attack damage coming through in a moment here to knock him further to the grave. $12 points for the blade, 5 for the add-on. You go ahead and roll up that sweet, sweet sneak attack. That's just nasty. Decimated, looking injured badly, but still alive. Anything else for Jade's turn? You didn't get yourself on mute or something, do you, Dan?
No,
Just making
I'm
sure.
just trying to figure this out because I've switched Jade over to wielding a shield for the high AC and makes it so I can't make the bonus action attack.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. I mean, brings you a 25, so you're next to unhittable half the time. But that's pretty fair. It's what I call good to go, except boss monsters.
No, that's it for me.
Alrighty. Jade's turn comes to a close as we roll around to Alec. Dean, you're up. What's the plan?
There is a plan that I have been planning to plan. The Chungus still isn't dead. Okay, I think my starry form will switch to that of the dragon. Gonna move. No, wait. Before I move, I'm gonna use my fancy pants Eyes of Mystera feature to cast polymorph, and I will polymorph into I usually go for a giant ape. Am I going to go for a giant ape?
Wonder Twins power activate. Form of.
A giant ape or a T-Rex, guys? I don't know.
T-Rex is really good. T-Rex has style points. Because you can just, like, Jurassic Park somebody.
Yeah, but an ape can throw rocks. So it's got a ranged attack. You know what?
I don't know, that seems kind of rocky.
I'm going to polymorph into a giant tartan ape. And then once that's done, I'll move and just like go defense, like prepare a body block access to the child.
So you're becoming a giant ape?
Yes, please.
Alright, give me 1 second. I gotta import one of those because I don't have it in the handy.
It's been a hot minute since
Weren't you
I went
expecting
ape.
this?
If I
Can you
loaded
please
them
just
all
do a
in
really
one-
quick Google search and see if you can find a tartan colored ape? I mean, it's really not that hard, so.
It's the stats
Sorry.
that get me.
Yeah, sorry, Alan, what was that you said?
I can't remember. What was it for?
Sorry.
My memory is poor.
Hey, I do that all the time. I completely understand.
So
Though
I'm going
I
to
will
move
admit
forward.
now you got me Googling, Jillian. I'm curious. I'm gonna find this.
I move 40 feet to there and just beat my chest, and that's all I can do.
That's close, but not quite there. Dang it, I keep getting pictures with like Wukong Monkey King. Oh well. But that's as close as I can get. Tartan monkey, except he looks like an armored monkey. I give up. I couldn't carry the joke. I tried my best.
Oh, I was just joking, Alan.
Oh, it was a good one though. I was like, I will find it. That's perfect. And I Google it, and Google's like, we actually don't have much for that. And I'm like, damn, that doesn't happen often. Oh,
It's
my
a polymorph and traditional Scotland dress is probably a very small Venn diagram.
Dan, I was about to post the same image.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, it works. That's not bad.
There's also this one.
Whole team's like, what do you mean you can't find them out? Here you go. They're stunned. What the hell? Come on.
Or if you're
I kind of
female.
want that. I kind of want that. Like, I kind of want the. Man. I want the third one to be the actual or the.
Oh my word.
I think the last one is what he actually looks like.
I have
Just saying.
started something here.
Well, that last one's a monkey, John, not an ape. Sock monkey.
Oh yeah, it has
Still
a
looks
tail,
freaking cool.
but-
I'm getting into the semantics and technicalities on that one, though. Oh my word. So,
We'll just cut off the tail. It'll be fine.
Alec turns into giant ape, beats his chest, looks angry. As we roll over to one of the Planetars' turns, who makes movement towards you all, only moving a short distance though, not using their wings. The Planetar before you turns and roars at Flux as he spins his hands around and brings them down. I have to do this manually because you knocked the sword out with his hand. Give me 1 second.
It's okay.
Wow. Wowza. That's, Alright, I'll reveal because, here are my 3 rolls in a row. What are the odds?
Oh my god. Genuinely sorry.
Amazing.
That's nuts. But, that does mean each one of those, I believe... No, he doesn't have the proficiency, so they'd just be 17s. With the massive boost he has to strength, he doesn't get that plus proficiency bonus to the unarmed strike, I don't think. 1 second here.
Dean, do you want me to take that from him?
Yeah, we probably should take it off.
Okay.
I don't think cutting off his arms is very nice. I mean, I do agree we probably should do it though.
Fergus picked that up and ran away from me so quick. He knew what I was gonna do.
Nope,
Hey,
this
pal.
is mine. You're not allowed.
Come on.
I am actually surprised
Stick
because
thing over.
each one of those is a hit. Gotta love that incredible high-level character creature stuff, and just
okay,
squeaking by
so I'm-
because they're 22s total. He gets a +5 for his
Okay.
proficiency bonus and a +7 for the strength mod.
He's proficient
Okay.
with unarmed strike.
Attack
think-
rolls for unarmed strikes is d20 plus proficiency bonus and strength modifier. Unarmed strikes are melee weapon attacks, so
I think everything is. I think even like wizards are proficient, which makes sense because anyone can punch anything.
I don't know. Not necessarily. I'm not sure that I could punch somebody effectively without hurting myself.
But you,
but we don't fight people all
I've
day.
always thought of proficiency bonus like for hitting at least is how well you can aim. I'm pretty sure you can aim your
Yeah.
fists without
Well-
formal
Oh, yeah.
combat training.
Oh, I see. I never thought of it like that.
I mean,
I don't know.
like
I
the
think-
damage is one.
I think
like-
I think most people wouldn't be able to throw like a good punch if they really had to. If you see a lot of people like having brawls and stuff, they throw a lot of really goofy looking swings, right? Because
I'm going to be
if you're
honest.
not doing it often,
At the very least, with a fighter on the team, if she's, let's say, Alec walk up and throw a bad punch, she'd be like, no, clench your fist like this, move the arm like this, don't break your elbow. And he'd be like, wow, that's so much more efficient. I'm definitely going to beat someone with this. These are players who are constantly in battle, so that's the big thing to remember.
oh yeah,
Anybody can throw a punch, but I've seen from my years, Kieran does make a good point. Most people throw them badly and injure themselves in the process.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with like a fighter, for example, having unarmed strike proficiency because, like, of course they know how to throw a punch. Like, it's a
Well,
fighter; they know how to
It's
do
been
it.
covered by
anything.
Jeremy Crawford in great detail that unarmed
Oh, yeah.
strikes are classified as melee weapon attacks. So
Yep.
the calculation for them is strength modifier plus proficiency bonus.
And even if you're not a fighter, if you can use like a staff, I think pretty much everyone can use a quarter staff.
Yeah.
That suggests a base level of training, and a lot of fighting is just spacing and movement. So
That's
if you can hit someone with
yeah.
a staff, you can put your hand where it's needed.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Oh, here we go. Right.
This
at the
is a
basic
really
rules.
long. I wasn't actually arguing it. I was just like, I was just trying to apply like
Oh, we
real
just-
world knowledge.
You know how this goes, Jillian. We start talking D&D rules and we just go, I actually found a line that says right out of the basic rules for melee attack, you are proficient with your unarmed strikes. So
Yeah,
that's,
I went in that found that too, actually.
That's it in black and white, so that's nice. The rules and the rules work for it too, which is good. But I mean, I see that and it's like, okay, okay.
Oh, so you imagine if you're like an angel, a holy divine warrior created by a god to fight evil, and you can punch.
It slaps you. It's like I'm gonna hit you. How's that? I'm the best in my class for fights. Well, I say that, but they do have those slap contests now, and you just see people get knocked the hell out from one hit. But
Yes, I've seen those.
you know what I'm saying, Dan? Just down they go, right?
Yeah. Everyone grabs a hold of the table and you take turns slapping each other.
Oh.
Last man standing wins.
So does Flux take damage from the unarmed strikes?
Yes, you take damage equal to 1 plus the strength modifier, which is 24 points total, 8 on each hit. Whew.
Okay.
That was a nice little rules run. Thank ya. That was a fun time. But that's going to be it for that one's turn. It's now Bellamy's turn. How many times can she banish? She could always just do that again. That's pretty solid.
Yes, I just wanted to let you know that that I just caught another Eevee, and I want you all to be very happy for me because it's my favorite.
Congratulations.
How many do you have now?
I caught. This is my third Eevee that I caught, but I was in this game. There's like time rift things, like time dilution things, and you get really rare Pokemon in there. So the other day I just caught a Leafeon and a Sylveon, which are 2 evolved forms of Eevees.
Right.
So I'll give myself a half point for each of those, but
So we're up to 4.
evolving them. I like evolving them myself.
If I could do a Pokemon crossover, I'd give you a Glaceon down in hell, since you're in the cold area. But I mean, Nintendo would sue my ass.
I caught a Bidoof and decided to name him Big Doof, and then I saw the Alpha Bidoof. I caught him. He is Bigger Doof. He's 6 feet tall.
Let's get one bigger and call it Biggest Doof.
Oh well, like I'm holding out hopes maybe that I might one day find a larger one, but I don't know. He's a pretty big Bidoof.
My word, 6
Or-
foot.
The evolved, I guess he's the evolved version of Bidoof, but yeah, he's the alpha Pokemon are like double normal size basically.
Poor little HM slave. I feel bad for him, but he's awesome.
Can't believe you played through that whole game without wearing your Eevee hat once.
Sorry.
Oh, wow.
Disappointment.
Just don't typically wear hats inside, Dean.
I mean, that's completely reasonable, but disappointment.
I don't have a receding hairline to hide.
Oh my. Alright. Anyone got any ideas for Bellamy?
I'm fine with banishment again. It would make sense narratively, kind of save your butt. And he's got cutting words, so he would have to take a D8 minus on that.
Oh, you want to go for the big chungus?
That's who I thought we were aiming at.
Actually,
before.
the cutting words. That would have been used on your first. You did a bunch of saves.
Oh yeah, that's okay though.
That would have been ate up then. We've just forgot about it.
Right. Dang.
We can just. I mean, I'm fine with it using it for Bellamy since we kind of fucked up.
Just throwing it out there. Bellamy has protection from good and evil. She could throw protection from Celestials onto Dusty, and then the Planetars can't touch them.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, that one. That one.
Well, do that. Do the thing. Do the thing.
Wait.
It doesn't make them completely untouchable.
No, any creature of that type has disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. Target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them.
I'm gonna say, given that kid's AC, disadvantage means he'd have to roll a 1 to miss if he attacked. I'm just gonna give that one out there because, I mean, he gets a +12 to unarmed strikes, and commoners have a default AC of 10. He needs to fall on his face to miss. That's the
He's
thing.
currently under the I cast the armor spell on him. What was it?
I mean, we could
Shield of
also.
Faith.
Yeah, I have Shield of Faith active on him.
So that would. So his AC would be 12.
We have, we could try banishing Dusty.
I would get him out of the fight for a minute. Yeah.
Sounds like a Bellamy
All right.
solution.
It does.
So protection from good and for evil on the kid. Banish the planetar or banish the kid.
Because this is his home plane, we assume he would only be gone for a minute if she concentrates. I mean,
I love
That's
it.
enough to get him out of the way.
I don't know if it's a sensible thing, but it's.
It's the
I mean,
Bellamy
it
thing.
screams Bellamy, yeah. It's I can't get that out of my head now that that's what Bellamy would do.
There's no other option now.
So. So a willing creature automatically fails. I doubt you could convince a boy that's panicking in his village that would it.
Well, here's what I will present. Bellamy's got that crazy charisma. I can see her turning around, like putting her hands on his shoulders and say, I'm gonna hide you for a couple minutes, okay? Hang on, hang in there, I'll bring you right back. And gives him like a hug and then banishes him.
She's super advantageous on them persuasion checks, so if you want to do that, you just have to roll a persuasion check.
Yeah, that sounds good.
She
Yeah.
gets a
You want
higher
me-
on them
do you want me to
persuasions,
roll
I
it?
think, than what
Yeah,
you
go
get
for it,
on
Giant.
attacks.
She's got a plus 17 and she rolls a minimum of 10, I think.
Boy, I'm actually
Oh my
checking.
god.
No,
Why
almost.
why am I gonna roll?
You could roll a 1. Yeah,
But that
that's-
gets to a 10.
Oh, right,
and
yeah, so it's a
skills-
27 automatic. What did I say?
Oh, I did roll a 1. Oh my god.
But it's
So
a
that's-
reliable talent, right? I think, or something like that.
It's called Silver Tongue. It's
Ah.
like reliable talent specifically for persuasion or deception checks.
Got it. You treat a 9 or lower as a 20. So yes, that's a 10, which gives her a 27. This is the one that you send to the negotiation tables when shit goes bad.
If
Just
only she
needs
wasn't
down.
such a wild card.
She'd be the one go to the negotiation table, look down at it, look up, and say, "No, I'm with these guys. Go to war." And everyone's like, "No." I can see it. Oh my word. So, she crouches down, puts a hand on the kid's shoulder, gives a nod, and says, "Listen here, little boy. This isn't a place for you to be fighting. Everyone around here is getting poofed. I'm going to send you somewhere safe. You hold on, right?" He looks up towards her, gives a bit of a sniffle with his nose, just nods his head once. And she did banished him. Gone. Dusts her hand and she says, "Right, that's a Bellamy." Anything else for her turn?
Can she inspire herself? Or is it just other
No,
creatures?
other.
Oh, it
just
has to be
others.
other people.
Okay, she's got a very shaky concentration check, so I was looking for a way to boost that. But seeing as how we forgot about it last time, why don't we just inspire one of us so we're more likely to remember? She usually inspires Flux for stabbing things. Who's next? Well, Nilcrates, you're next. Well, you should inspire Nilcrates.
Would she inspire Isaac since he's concentrating on a spell?
Better idea. Yeah, I remembered that. Just testing you, Alan.
If we're talking about the random Bellamy stuff, she'd be looking at Isaac
Yeah.
like, He ain't looking right, but he's concentrating on a spell.
Okay, yeah, let's inspire Isaac.
Alright. So Isaac's gonna get the inspiration. Let's boost that one up, give him the bonus. As he's still concentrating, gives a nod to Bellamy and smiles. And we're switching over to his turn?
Yeah, I think she's did everything other than move, but I don't think she would see any real reason to move.
And we're talking the whole 9 yards of spell casting, mystic runes starting to appear around him, underneath his feet, the ground beginning to slightly tremble as he murmurs old words that from the arcane knowledge that many of you wouldn't recognize. At one point he sneezes and just goes, oh, my bad, and keeps going. As for all of these low-ranking planetars, because I say that, because how could you roll so crap? They make their moves forward, climbing ever closer. Milkray's turn.
Well, they're gone, so we're gonna try and beat this guy up again with a banishing strike.
Alright, 28's a hit.
Whoops, I hit the wrong button there. I mean, I will have a second attack, but so 28 sorry, 27 plus 17 damage. Math is hard. 44.
Isn't the Banishing Smite attack roll what you got up there?
Oh, you're right.
I only see one damage roll up right now.
Yeah, nope, you're right. I totally screwed up. Hit the wrong button. So 31. So 17, 31, 48 damage.
Alrighty. And he's still standing.
Does he drop to 50 or lower?
Actually, let me see Banishing Smite.
Mm-hmm.
It's peculiar that they'd automatically let it auto-banish. That's a little bit of a stupid thing to do. I do not like that spell, but it would banish him because he is under 50 health at this point, so we're just going to knock him off the map for now.
Alright. Well, I still have another attack. So you threatening my friend. And then we use the other, so the 22. Or did you just want me to reroll?
Oh, you're going to have to re-roll. Different target.
Sure. 24.
24 is a hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
18.
18 points of damage.
Oh, I keep forgetting. I have this feature I should have been using.
You also have inspiration.
Arcane Jolt. Here it is. So he takes an extra 11 points of damage.
Alrighty. He's still standing, looking barely injured, though turning his gaze down towards you with a glare. Anything else for your turn?
Nope, that's my turn.
Alrighty, and of course as we roll back around to Flux for the start of round 5, we're going to swap back over to Kieran's character in the midst of combat. Because as your character's turn comes to a close, and as we were going to start up the next set of turns, a blinding light suddenly envelops the front of this building. As you notice the doors bursting open, and a pair of mighty angelic wings spreading wide as none other than Zerial herself comes and lands in front of these open doors. Well, she doesn't land. Curving downward and under, she flies past, above your head, turning and floating downward. You might be wondering, what does this mean? What's happening? But I think right now would be a great time for us to take our usual 15-minute lunch break.
Of course.
Oh, you tease.
And we'll count more on that when we come back. Because I do like pulling one of these sort of things whenever I can. So I'll go ahead and mute the music. I'm going to pause the game. And we'll come back and see what's going on for Kieran's character. As he's stuck in the form of a gold dragon, which was a good choice to make considering he's fighting off a pit fiend. But Zerial's shown up. Maybe she's come to save the day.
I doubt it.
Jillian does not have faith in the DM anymore.
I don't.
Exactly. Alrighty, so we'll be back in 15. Oh, what's up,
Alan,
Dylan?
during our 15-minute break, I would like you to reflect on why we might not trust you.
Oh, well, obviously. You can never trust the DM. It's their job to pull out the bad stuff. I'm looking at Banishing Smite like, alright, he's gonna get a roll. I read it. It's like automatically banished, and I'm like, that's really good, but I don't like that. It takes a little agency away. I'm going to have someone use that on the party someday. That's a nice spell. It slipped under my radar. I like it. Very handy. Anytime a DM says, I do not like that spell, it's a good spell.
Yeah.
Alright, everyone. I'll see you in 15.
Yeah.
Fun.
Bye.
Right.
Did you get any
Hello.
of my Masigis?
What?
Did you get any of my Masigis?
No, I've not been looking at my phone.
Someone asked if you wanted to go food later.
She wants to see him. I'm just worried if I have COVID.
Hopefully you don't, Jillian.
Oh, sorry, you guys. I keep forgetting.
No, normally I wouldn't have said anything, but you're worried you have COVID. I really hope you don't. That
Yeah,
doesn't
there's
sound fun.
there's like 7 people at my daycare who've tested positive.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's been fun the last week, so
Yeah, well, here's hoping for the best for you.
I'll go on mute now.
Okay, have fun.
Alrighty, I am back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Did you even leave, Dan, or are you still chilling?
Oh, I was gone for like maybe 5 minutes, if that.
Enough time for a drink, washroom, or etc. As I like to
Washroom.
say.
I moved my coffee maker to beside me. I'm making a coffee right now. While I sit here.
I have
You're
a
just
Keurig
jealous of my
downstairs.
setup.
I have a Keurig downstairs and upstairs. I keep one nearby. Same thing. Yep, 100%.
Yeah,
Evan.
yeah. I moved my Keurig, and then I got the pod thing, so I can just put like my own coffee into it, and then make a coffee.
Oh, they're nice. If you can get the mini filters for the inside, it makes a big difference.
I just have a mini fridge beside me, and I don't drink coffee, so we're good.
I went so far as to get one of the Keurig 2.0 with carafe, so you can do a full pot. And I got the refillable for the carafe. Because, yeah, I like coffee. I try not to drink much as I used to, but I do like coffee.
Oh,
You're a
and,
nerd.
I'll point it out because it was pointed out to me yesterday. Alan, your videos are showing up on people's like suggested content.
Oh, sweet. I'm
Uh,
getting popular.
Yeah, one of the guys, well, that other table, the other group I play with, I work with him on Saturdays, and he's like, "Oh, that guy, yeah, his videos have popped up on my, hey, you should watch this page for YouTube before."
Sweet.
Did you link videos to him or something?
No, I don't. I haven't linked any videos to anyone.
That's interesting.
Oh, yeah. I get actually, according to my metrics I was looking into it, a good chunk of it comes from, hey, you should watch this videos. Searches help, certainly, but a lot of what it goes up is based off that YouTube algorithm.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just like,
I just need a better name than Al's.
yeah, I'm just curious, like how.
I'll say about changing it to Al's All Play or something, just so people can find it easier. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm just curious how it, like, why he's suggesting you over other people, right? Like,
mine's high
it's
def.
kind of interesting.
It's high definite trends, I think. I try to keep regular updates on content so that people always see what's coming. Plus, I mean, given time, Jesus, it takes time to do these things. So I'm lucky to get 6 eps a week now, but it's fun to see that many people enjoying it. That's what makes me happy because we don't get enough enjoyment right now with COVID. So I'm happy to share something. Like that dude who walked up to you in high school, pulled a VHS out his pocket and passed it over, and it has Trigun HD written on it because they didn't click long play. They clipped normal play on the VHS tape.
Oh.
Back when we could fit one of those in a pair of pant pockets, you remember?
Yeah.
That's my whole theory here, man. It's like, here, watch this. It's awesome and it's free.
Anyone else remember the super, the jeans with like the super opening at the bottom for your feet? Like the really loose jeans.
Oh, those, they were like bell bottoms, but they weren't. They were straight triangular from top to bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember the name, but
Trying to remember.
the ones that, like, if the weather wasn't perfect, half your leg would be soaked.
Every time.
But they had like the biggest fucking pockets ever.
Oh yeah, you could fit like 3 VHS tape in them. Genco, JNCOs. That's what they were. That's what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
I get me a picture and I'll pull that up, and that is actually the 90s. Oh my god, this guy is the 90s. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Bam. There's Dusty as a kid. We found him. Yeah, I remember those. You take 3 steps and the bottom ankles are completely soaked.
I feel like that's exaggerating, but I'm not certain. I can't.
No, that's from their website, bud. I went to
Oh my
Genco and I
God.
found that, and here's a picture of them in the real world. And though we make fun of them like that back in the day, they were the awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
For like a year, if that. They
I
were a
feel
thing.
like it was longer than a year.
Those and those shirts with all the stuff, anime characters and stuff over them, the button-ups. Those were both super popular.
What are you
Those anime shirts, I just got a couple from a guy from work, from Japan.
Oh, nice. I mean,
I don't even know what anime it's from. It just has it listed there, and I'm like, oh, that looks kind of cool. I'll take it. It's like $5. I'm like, okay.
there's a specific style for what I'm referencing. It's the crappy everyone did this button-up shirt for a long time. Actually, Ricky from Trailer Park Boys wears one for a little while there. Oh, it's an awesome shirt. Oh, his flame shirt's there. That's a good one. Like this one. Come on, Discord, don't be like that. Copy and paste. But they weren't made from any company. It was just people were like, damn it, I'm going to make a bunch of these shirts and sell them. They were super, super popular at the same time. I remember those. If you ever want to do Ricky cosplay, you get that. And you get the pants that rip off with the studs going down either legs.
Oh God, yes.
I remember those two.
What?
They were awesome.
Tearaways?
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it was an episode of Trailer Park Boys. Somebody was ripping the pants and destroying them on him. He goes, hey, stop that. You can't get these anymore. I was like, that's the most meta thing he's ever said. Oh, well. I love rooting for the bad guys and then watching them lose. That's what it's all about.
No, I liked my cargo pants and then my big jacket with all the pockets because you could never have enough pockets.
Oh my god, yeah. When you open that thing up, you want to have like 50 inside at the very least.
Someone getting baggy trousers with this.
Oh, JNCOs, we were talking about old school pants, man. Welcome back, welcome back.
Yeah, that's actually what Dusty looks like, just so you're aware.
We made the joke, there's Dusty. Little Dusty.
This shatters my internal headcanon and immersion.
Everyone's like, nope, we're not saving him anymore. He's gone. Bellamy,
he made his
unbanish him.
choice. John will be back in 2 seconds. We had to take the boy out for a quick tonifin.
Oh, yeah. I'll go ahead and get us back.
I do love that this campaign all started because we found random skeletons.
Yeah.
Oh,
Welcome back.
I'm just eating a cookie.
I'm jealous now. I want a cookie.
C is for cookie. That's good enough for me.
It's not good enough for me. I want the damn cookie. Not just the spelling. Give me the actual cookie. Chocolate chip.
That what's his
macadamia
name
nut, don't
from
care.
Trailer Park Boys?
Yeah, Ricky. We were talking about old school styles, and I'm like, you remember the anime shirts?
Oh yeah. Do you remember? Or do you want to know something kind of funny about him? Is my coworker grew up with the Trailer Park Boys, like in her hometown, and they're like her brother's good friends with them, and they live like her brother lives in like Oregon.
Oh, yeah.
And he's coming down for the summer for a couple weeks with his family, and they're renting out Bubbles' summer home.
That's pretty damn cool. I will say they're nice guys. I've bumped into them a few times. They're very down to earth most of the times, but it's been years at this point, I'll be honest.
I've heard they're nice guys.
When I worked at Sears back in 2005, he had come in, and he had a lady with him, and it was around Father's Day a couple days prior, and he's like, alright, I'm buying that miter saw, if we can get that one packaged up and sent him. I'm like, yeah, no problem. And we get to the very end, and I'm like, so how would you like to pay for that? And he goes, I'm just going to put it on debit. The lady with him smacks him on the arm and says, come on, points. And he goes, fine. Visa. He takes it out, and I give a nod as I take the Visa, and I'm like, from big to small, we all have the same troubles, and I swipe the card, and he just starts laughing. Very average, everyday guy, seemed to be. And I met him at a bar years later, and I was pretty tanked. And it was the three of them sitting there, and I'm walking by, and I'm like, I know you. The three of them look at me, and they have that look like, okay, who's this fucker? I'm like, no, I know you. He goes, yeah, sure you do. Everybody knows us. I'm like, no, you, I know you. I think I sold you a miter saw back in 06. And his eyes go wide, and his jaw goes slack, and he goes, help me fuck. And that's about all I remember. It was a fun time. They're good guys, from what I understand. I like the show because I get to root for the bad guys and then see them lose, which is probably why I'm a DM. It's like, go, my evil pit fiend, and die righteously.
What is my purpose? I made you to die.
What is my purpose? You level up the players. Oh God.
You level up the players. Oh, that's not bad. By dying. Oh.
Am I the main villain? Why am I in stepping stone category?
You get that one lich from way back in the day.
Why?
Players burst the door down, walks in, he just holds the hands up, and he's like, I don't wanna.
Those jeans just gave me flashbacks. Whoever was it, you, Alan? Yeah, those jeans just gave me flashbacks. I opened up Foundry. A shudder ran down my spine.
Oh, I love it.
So he posted them, but I'm taking credit because I brought them up.
Yes, he definitely did. We were like, and then we were figuring out the name, which led to these image searches. So you know the old Jaco.
Yeah.
Oh my
They
word.
didn't ever get that wide though, did they? Is that?
Yeah.
They did. Oh yeah.
That's off their website. The first
Really?
picture.
That's never made it across the pond. I
You're lucky.
assumed that was like an exaggeration. Okay.
No.
I owned one pair, and they were
So
really
good.
cool
I
for-
said the exact same thing.
Oh my word.
What was it in NADPOD that they were talking about? Jaco jeans.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, I don't know
What
what,
was-
they are.
But do you remember what they? What I don't remember the context. It was in a Hot Boy Summer, maybe.
I'm honestly not sure.
Okay.
But it was just sometimes I just need to nod along and be like, yeah, it's some colonial thing that I'm too European to know about.
By the way, just to confirm, the Zerial that landed beside Isaac, it's a good Zerial, not the evil one, right?
Dot. Good and evil is very black and white, the DM says as he leans back and rubs his chin with a smirk.
I mean, like, it's not the ruler of Avernus.
No, it's not her in her fallen form. It is her inner grace. Her angelic form has come. So, I'll jump back in and give Kieran the bad news, as you all know it was coming. I always like leave a cliffhanger, but because as she draws out her sword, you notice she leaves the sword of Zerial on her hip. She's wielding an apocalypse longsword in her hands. Shame. Your character never got to see what one of those did. They're dangerous. As she brandishes it, pointing it towards you as she looks to the fiend. Having some trouble? And he growls, "This one turned to a dragon. Makes for a fun fight." And Kieran, you see Zerial raise the sword up and strike. I have her stat block off. So I'm just going to do the rolls here. Oh god. I got a 19 and a 20 on my first one. Thank god it's a crit. So that's a crit for her first hit.
A 19 and a... sorry, it was a 19 and a 20, or like...
A 19 and a 20 with advantage.
Like... Oh, I see, yeah.
That's my raw. Those are just the dice rolls themselves. I have a nice stat block for Zerial, but it's off the stack, and I have to recalculate using the, and what's your armor class? You're sitting on 24, right? Yeah. I'm pretty sure all 3 attacks are going to tag, just because of the bonuses she gets here. Yep, advantage makes the big difference, is the honest truth.
I mean, at least your gold dragon have a huge ship pool, right? That's something.
It had.
Yeah.
It had, okay?
Yeah.
This sword, 3d8 plus 3d10.
Hang on, Dan. The problem is, your character has had that sword and all the info on it for a very long time and has never shared. So the other players wouldn't know. If you're going to go ahead and give them the info on it, I can show them the Apocalypse Longsword. But at this point, it's such heavy meta-knowledge of what it's capable of and its sheer destructive capacity.
There's a reason why Jade's afraid of the blade.
So let's see, that's 13 plus 13 plus 13. Now I gotta roll the damage rolls. That should be pretty straightforward. Was that 90-10? Okay. And you don't have any immunity or anything to protect you against radiant damage, do you?
Not against radiant damage.
Alrighty, Azariel lies in against your character. You take a whopping total from her 3 swings of 88 points of damage between slashing and radiant as the Apocalypse Longsword begins to drain the very force of life of your character.
Kieran, you messed up. You should have said that you really, really loved gods. And that's your protection from radiant damage.
Also, she activates the minor feature on the weapon, which begins to glow and creates an aura of rejuvenating capacity for those allies of her within 30 feet, which would just be the Pit Fiend. All creatures in that area have advantage now on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. Just to get that one going good. And that's the end of Zariel's turn as we roll over to the Pit Fiend, who's now going to repeat its actions from last turn with advantage. As it once again, bite, claw, mace, and tail. Just give me a second to click the attack button on those. Alright, and that's 1 crit. And Sadness Chan decided to be cruel. Ooh, 2. At least it's not Zariel getting the crit. She hits harder. So, that's 4 hits with those 4 attacks as you're pinned between the 2 of these monsters in combat. The claws strike. Oh no, I gotta reroll that. It was the bite that's a critical. Oh, the multi-attack. You all know the pain. Bite and tail are crit, so I'll roll those out for you first.
Man, I'm getting crit a lot.
Advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're still rolling an awfully high number of 20s today.
It does happen. That's why I record these things. So you know I'm just not saying, oh hey, I'm being mean.
we go into the area outside of Alan's house. We'll just find like a small clearing in the woods of like the remains of several animals with runes inscribed on them.
And a melted set of dice.
Yeah.
Actually, what I was thinking was Will Wheaton was put on this earth to counterbalance you, apparently.
Oh, is that the case? That poor guy.
Oh my god.
Alrighty. So, Kieran, for your character, the first attack from the tail gives you 38 points of damage to land. After that, because you're going to want to make notes of these for your concentration checks, 38 is considerable with the critical hit.
Oh, thank God. Oh, I forgot you were a dragon. I was so scared for a second.
I mean, I'm just gonna die right after this, so...
Pinned like this, there's a decent chance.
Yeah,
But
he's gonna just get an extra attack. Or an extra, like,
Alright.
turn swing.
Yeah, so 38 points of damage from the claw as it strikes. 19 points from the bite, so that's not bad. The 19 points and 43 points if you fail a con save, but you can't. So that's inconsequential. Consequential. 6 points from the mace because you're immune to fire damage, so that's helpful. And 12 points, 20 points total from the claws for slashing damage.
So sorry,
You only have 1 con save you're going to have to make. And it's for the 38 points of damage, which is going to be a DC 19 concentration check.
Alright, I'm gonna make the concentration check. Give me a sec here. Where is that? Con save with advantage. So 25.
Oh yeah, you pass. As for your damage numbers, there they are below, coming from the Pit Fiend. 38, 19, 14 total with the additional damage on top of the 8, just because strength mods, and a 20 for his 4 swings.
34. 53. 83.
Total 91.
91. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm very close to losing my dragon form now.
And as we come to the end of the Pit Fiend's turn, Zariel uses her legendary actions, triggering a searing burst for 2 points, emitting a magical divine blast of energy. Any creatures in her choice in a 10-foot radius must make a DC 23 Dex saving throw for 4d6 fire damage and radiant damage of 4d6 on a failed save, or half as much on a successful save. So for 4d6 radiant damage, you have failed the check at an 18 out of 23, so that's going to be only 4d6 because your character can't take the fire damage. You are immune.
Remember that your dragon form has legendary resistances as well.
Yeah. I guess I probably should because I'm getting slaughtered right now, so I should try to do something that can help me stay alive a little longer. So I will probably use legendary resistance on that to try to pass that.
Alrighty, so your legendary resistance lets you pass the check, so you take half as much damage. You take total of 7 points of radiant damage.
So I'm down to 17 hit points on dragon form, and then I go back to being a human again. Well, half elf.
Anything, and that's it for Zariel, and for the Pit Fiend, which rolls it back to Isaac's turn.
Now, my understanding is Zariel at this point wouldn't have fallen yet, right?
Nope.
Like,
Not at all.
so why the hell is she working with pit fiends?
We were told that the gods deemed this black rock to be banished, like destroyed,
Yeah.
and they like all the gods did, so they sent their armies of angels and fiend, which is why they have the apocalypse blade.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were told that the Apocalypse Blade is a combination of demonic and angelic working together to create the blade. Which would be explain the connection of why Zariel would be working with demons, is because they work together to create the blade.
Looking around at all the people that I want to try and save right now. Damn. There's certain tools I wish I had on me right now. Sorry, I'm thinking through my options. This is a difficult. I'm really stuck between a rock and a hard place right now because I think the only tactically sensible option I have right now is to essentially abandon these people to die, which is really not something my character would like to do.
But remember, you would be rewriting history though if you tried to defend them anymore. Like, the way I see it, I don't know if this will help you, Karen. The way I see it is, it's okay that we intervene in what's going on with Dusty right now because Dusty told us that we saved him basically, or we're left to assume that we were the ones that saved Dusty when he was a child. So we were already there. You being at Blackrock, well, interesting, not sure has the same value as us being where Dusty is. So basically you would be trying to change something that already happened in the past, and that could just...
Oh yeah.
lead to some bigger issues.
But I will say that like it's absolutely it's, and I probably am going to have to run at this point. But I would say it is absolutely in character for Isaac, like as a somebody who does chronomancy, right? Like he's already like more willing to break these kinds of rules than most people for what he perceives as being good. But he also sees at this point,
Are you willing
that
to
he's
die for
fighting-
it?
Well, that's the thing. He's fighting Zariel, and he's fighting, and I think at this point he'd realized that he can't win this fight, and unfortunately, it doesn't help these people at all to just die here for no reason.
Thankfully, he doesn't have Nimbar's morals, because Nimbar, no way he could have left.
Yeah. It's like a kind of like a thing of like looking at it of like, it doesn't help anyone to just die here, right? This has definitely tanked his impression of Zariel quite a bit. I mean, you know what I mean? The quote-unquote good Zariel. Because, I mean, what she's doing is definitely evil right now. Like, at least by his perspective, so... I think he's gonna utter an "I'm sorry" to these people, and then is going to Misty Step past the Pit Fiend and out. Basically out the door as far as he can go.
What's your range on Misty Step?
Let's see here. I think it's... I can't really look at this sheet right.
30 feet, I think, for Misty Step.
Misty Step is 30 feet, yeah. So 30 feet out.
That's gonna pop you like here, right?
Let's see. It's 5, 10, 15, 20... Yep.
Alrighty.
And then probably going to get out of here. Fly away.
You have a flight speed of 80.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I can dash. So
Yeah, 80 dash to 160, and then your bonus that your signature spell is Misty Step, right?
yeah, it's bonus action Misty Step and action dash and then move.
Yeah.
So, or basically we'll fly away.
Okay, you make the attempt. As your character books it, moving, what's that, 190 feet total away?
Yeah.
Let's keep note of that. And
Yeah.
as we turn to
Zariel
Zariel's
is
turn,
definitely going to try and chase me.
at the end of your turn, she's going to trigger a legendary action, but we're going to get back to that in a moment. Back to the town of Alverton. Flux.
I mean, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm gonna keep trying to... Oh wait, that Planetar's banished, right?
Yep.
The other Planetars look like they're on the move, right?
Slowly lurching their way towards the little one, who got
Oh,
banished
gosh.
as well.
I don't know if I have enough movement.
You also know that Isaac apparently is going to drop some big bad spell on this turn.
Okay. I'll move. Sword. I think this will be the sword's last strike before it comes back to me. But I think I can only move it 20 feet. I don't know if it'll move. No, it won't.
It's not giving you any control over the sword?
No.
Let me take
No,
a look. I think I know
I'm
what the
clicking
problem
on it and it's just drawing the squares.
is. Alright, give it a shot now. Should work fine. I had the permission wrong.
Okay. Can I say that I would have retrieved my javelins, or I threw them in the middle of combat, so I probably didn't.
You could pick up one at a time as you're running by, essentially. The interact with object for a single object, right?
Okay. I'll pick up one and throw it at the one that Nilkrates is fighting. don't know if that hits.
You said you moved the sword 20 feet and you thought that's as far as it can go. I was reading the description. It can go 30.
Can go 30. Okay, it still can't get into melee with anyone, I don't think. But I'll move it 10 more feet. Thank you for telling me. Does an 18 hit?
Actually, an 18 is a miss. Just barely as it soars past the planetar.
Thought so. Okay.
So you can probably guess what the armor class is now.
Yeah. Let's see if I can figure out how many of these I have left. Give me 2 seconds here. Did I throw all 3? Does anybody remember? I know it's my responsibility to remember, but I feel like I did my breath weapon and then threw 2.
Let me take a look.
So
I just
picking
scroll
up
back.
one.
Breath weapon, javelin, javelin. Yep, exactly.
Okay. So I think I should have one more, so I'm gonna try to throw it one more.
Okay. That's a hit. You go ahead, roll your damage.
Okay.
For 26 points of damage as it lands into the planetar, who is apparently subjectable to lightning damage, not immune by any means. Still looking pretty strong, however.
Okay. I'll use with my last at the end of my turn. I'll grab the hilt of my my flying sword and get ready to throw it and restart my counter.
Oh, clever, clever. Your sword returns to your hand at the end. Alrighty.
That's it.
Jade, your turn. In a crazy battlefield full of angels descending on you.
$29 to hit.
A 29 is a hit as you rush in with your honeysickle, driving a shot in. Alrighty, and that's a crap ton of damage. As you bring him down,
51.
making him look badly injured with that massive blast of 50 damage. Still standing, of course. Well, stumbling, moving.
Okay, that's it for me.
Alrighty, Alec, you're up, Gorilla Man. What you
All
doing,
right,
Dan?
cheers.
Or Dean. Oh, shoot. I looked over at Discord at the exact second and... Actually, Dan, you changed your name on Discord. You moved in the lineup. I got all confused.
Yeah, everyone else has their regular name in there, so I'm like, okay, this server, I'll put my name up.
I just go Alan because I have too many names that I go by in-game.
Yeah, I'll so I'll go to there. Big tokens always confuse me. That's okay, that's around 10 feet. And I'll just use my I'll just punch him.
The right hook.
$19 to hit.
A 19 is a hit as you give the Planetar a smooth strike to the jaw. For 27 points of
Nice.
bludgeoning damage.
Then I'll follow up with the other hand, because the giant apes can make 2. So hopefully, fingers crossed. Oh no, that's not gonna do it. All right, and then I'll step. I know I'll take an attack of opportunity, but I'll step back to be in front of these guys again.
It swings its mighty blade down. Your AC's a 12?
Yep.
Perfect, just making sure. There's always those special bundles of add-ons. You take 36 points of damage as its blade strikes across your form.
Okay. So, cause I'm in my starry form, that gets halved. Good, if it's just regular slashing.
The 14 of it is regular slashing damage. The 22 or 15 extra points on top is radiant damage from the blade special effect. So you get 7 and 15. 22.
Alright. Okay, cool.
My brain jumped forward on the mat, said 22 off the get-go. Oh my word.
So that's, can I make a concentration check? 11? And my star form gives me advantage, but this is polymorph, not wild shape, so I don't get all my bonuses.
Oh, you got a 15 on that dice roll for a 19. You're fine.
Awesome. Okay. I beat my chest again, and I don't think I can do...
You get poked by a sword, you're like, shoot, that might break concentration. Kieran getting beaten on one side by an angel, the other by a devil, and he's like, nah, I ain't gonna break mine. Wizards.
I think, yep, that's me. Well done.
Alrighty. We're gonna roll around then to one of the Planetars' turn. Oh, they can get close enough to attack you. Cool. They can only move 20 feet, you might have surmised by my limited movements they've been making, as it swings its greatsword twice at you.
But Alistair?
No, I'm on a different plane of existence, actually.
Oh, fuck, Alec. I'm so sorry.
At least it wasn't me today. That was a bonus.
Yet.
Wow. I got 38 and 38 on the two swings with their powerful weapons.
I think that might hit.
Oh, and I'm talking for damage. I got 16
right.
and a 19. You got 12 AC. You're a broadside of a barn in this fight, my friend. 38 and 38 for the 2 damage hits against your character. 76 points total.
Okay, right, 2 seconds. I wish D&D Beyond had a better way of doing your wild shape stuff. Why is my windows like this? Ugh. Anyway,
Gosh,
hang on.
wishing for D&D Beyond to get better, and instead you lose connection.
Curse you!
Wished for too much.
Okay, so that was... did you already half the slashing damage for them?
Oh, no, let me take those off. I'll tell you what the difference is. I
Cool.
forgot. That's still cut in half because of your starry.
So shiny.
You regain 13 points of damage off that. So 63 damage total.
Okay. So, cause there was 2 hits, that was what would my concentration checks been? Those ones then?
15 for both.
15 for both. Okay, that's
15 and 14 actually, so not too bad.
achievable. Will the dice be in my favor? Keep losing this stat block. So
They are for the first one.
Just okay. All right. Okay. Cool.
Pass both checks. You managed to keep on by a point. And now it's Bellamy's turn, since the Planetar is not here. He's somewhere, some other plane of existence. I don't know. Maybe he's flying with Air Canada.
She is currently concentrating on banishment, so I'm kind of thinking guiding bolt.
That wouldn't work against planetars, I assume.
Oh, right, it does real radiant damage. You're right. Yeah. Also, like the
Is that like one of the few non-concentration spells she had.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
Also, inflict wounds is necrotic, so definitely don't want that either.
Necrotic doesn't work against them either.
I mean, I'm assuming because like the Sword of Zerial gives me resistance to necrotic, it's probably also going to do it for them as well.
Well, I guess Bellamy's an Azumar, so she would have resistance to necrotic as well. So you probably put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has resistance to necrotic and radiant.
Yeah, I don't know. This is like running.
She could heal someone?
Who though? I mean, it's kind of pointless healing the giant ape because it's just the polymorph form. Jade or Flux have taken like around 25 damage each.
Like the most important thing she can be doing right now is concentrating on that spell. What does she have for like regular attacks too? I don't think I've ever seen her do it, but
Okay, she has
has
a
a
dagger
rapier.
equipped, but I thought she had a sword of some description.
she has a rapier 9 lives stealer.
Yeah, would we want to get her into like melee combat though? If
I
she's
don't really think.
concentrating?
Oh wait, oh no, that's concentration. Yeah, I don't know what. Oh, spiritual. Nope, that's radiant.
Also concentration.
No, spiritual weapon is not concentration.
I thought you were gonna say spiritual, like the other one. Spirit Guardians. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my apologies.
Oh no, that's okay.
I don't know what to do with her.
The angel is at a loss what to do.
I mean, she could also try. No, that's concentration as well. Never mind.
This is okay. What? How about she just takes the dodge action and gives someone else bardic inspiration?
Yeah, I got nothing.
Well,
better.
she could take the dodge action, cast spiritual weapon, then also give someone guidance. Oh wait, no, she wouldn't be able to give someone inspiration because that would be her bonus action.
Yeah, and also because it does radiant damage, we're assuming these
No,
guys
it does. Spiritual weapon does force.
Does it?
Does it?
No, Alistair.
I'm not a cleric today, Jillian.
It does do. Okay, cool. So spiritual weapon. That's the. Yeah.
Good spot.
Good call. I just assumed it was radiant. My apologies.
Alright, well, we can do that then.
Yeah.
What the hell does Bellamy's spiritual weapon look like?
I think she's used it before. I'm sure she has. Like a big violet or something.
I kind of
Lost
expected
someone
to
over
just be herself. Hi, I'm Bellamy. And just like every time it says hi, I'm Bellamy, something takes damage.
Yeah.
Just the force of her presence.
Hey, it's good. As good an idea as any. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess.
Hit the one that's fighting you, or the weaker one? Probably the one hitting you. Let's be honest. That seems Bellamy-ish.
Sure. Who's rolling it up?
I can do that. We're just level 2. Seem good?
Yeah, I think so. I don't want too many of her. Well, I mean, not that Courtney ever worries about spell slot preservation, but
Very true.
Yeah, we'll place it like right there. And make a 17 against this guy, which misses.
17 is miss. Yep.
And then as her action, she can take the dodge action. Do you believe that'll make it Isaac's turn? Unless anyone else sees anything for Bellamy.
Maybe take no, she should be fine there. I was going to say maybe take a step back, but she's kind of protecting Isaac from where Dusty was.
She should take like a couple steps towards me. So like to there. Just so that way, like, I can help with concentration if she needs it.
Right. Okay. Probably. She's got +2.
Yeah. I can give her a +6, so.
Alright.
Alright, Isaac. What do you have up your sleeve?
Isaac lets out a very slow breath as he finishes casting his spell, smiling slowly as he does and says, "Do you all know how hard it is to access old magic?" As his body begins to flicker and blur. Oops, that was not supposed to come out Bellamy. That was supposed to be out nobody. So let me just try that again. Bam. As he uses the spell Time Stop. This immediately gives him 4 more turns. He steps slightly to the side just to mess with you all, because it looks like he teleports. And smiles as one of his hands is held up towards the sky. This is a special little attack that I like to call Destruction Rains from the Heavens. And as your eyes turn up to the sky to see what the hell he did, he's broken all the rules of magic as you presently know them. Because while time was stopped, you see the sky now dotted and marked by flaming meteors coming down from above as he casts 3 consecutive copies of Meteor Storm.
We know it's not out Isaac at this point.
Might be a giveaway casting 4 9th level spells in a row. The sky is illuminated for a brief moment, thanks to my wonderful reference to Chrono Trigger. The angels look up on high for just a brief second, not getting much of a good view of what's going on before it's too late. I wonder if he actually has that spell. He does not. Hey, Kieran, fun bonus for you. When your character does get back to their spell book, Meteor Swarm's going to be in there as an added spell at the back. Not in your handwriting, however. Just like that time Fireball snuck its way into Nilkrace. And in fact, the handwriting would match. But you now have access to Meteor Swarm of the 9th level spells.
Oh, jeez. Alright, I'll add that into the book.
Nilkrace never learned Fireball.
No, it was shoved in your spellbook one time. You were like, what is this? It's written in old language. Remember, like, ages ago in that dungeon?
No. The only other spell that was just added to the spell book was the 10th level spell, All Mage.
It'll match that same handwriting. We'll stick with that.
Okay.
Because I'm having a moment here, I'm like, I thought I did that, but if they don't remember, I may actually have crossed that into a different game. So to be on the safe side, it matches the 10th level spell.
Which, for the record, was from Asmodeus.
I thought All Mage was added to Isaac's book.
Yeah, it was added to Isaac's.
Okay, sorry.
Carryovers.
Yeah.
So he'd recognize that. As for those of you who are wondering what Meteor Swarm actually does, I'll toss this description up. It's pretty deadly. With 3 copies of it on the board, that would be 120 d6 fire bludgeoning damage to all those angels, and to the landscape and the buildings and the surrounding environment, as total and absolute destruction wipes them out. If anybody wants to do the damage roll, I'm going to go ahead and toss it, because what's that, 20 d6 and 20, that's 40, times 3 is 120 d6. Some old school stuff used to be back in 3.5. You know what I'm saying? 385 points of combined damage. They have no resistance against fire, and they have no resistance against the bludgeoning, given the nature of it. And given their low health at a 200 pool, this means, with a single wave of his hand, Copy Isaac appears. And I call it Copy Isaac because you might have your questions now. How to have wiped the entirety of the battlefield. Nilkrace.
I have a question though.
Yo.
At the end description, it says they can only be affected by that fiery burst once. So
Yeah, that's for that one copy of the spell. If two players were to drop this spell together at the same time, both of them would both cast off. He cast 3 instances of the spell. It basically means those 3 fireballs created by Meteor Swarm in this... the 4 fireballs created by Meteor Swarm, if you overlap 2 of those on one creature, it doesn't count. But given the piles, he put one here, one over here, and then one over here. So the explosion would have come very close to the team members, but would only have hit in the angels. Repeat that 2 more times, and you get some crazy damage, which is why they don't let you do that in 5th edition anymore.
Oh, okay. No, I was...
Oh, I definitely get where you were going, and I
stacked
Googled
it
that
up,
one.
and I was like, wait, it says you can't stack it.
Nope. 3 copies of the
Special
spell,
rules,
though.
right?
3 copies of the spell, and those special rules in there, they just make it so you can't abuse it to one-shot bosses. But players also don't have 3 or 4. This would be 4 9th level spell slots. 1 for this time stop and 3 for Meteor Swarm. And Isaac, he's gonna pull a Skywalker and just dust off one shoulder afterwards and says, "What do you guys think of that?"
What the fuck, man?
I'll drop concentration on polymorph.
He'll give a look around and say, "Hey, don't forget, we still have a banished one. He looks so big and scary."
How did you do that?
It's magic, don't you know? It's easy. You say a few words, wave a hand, next thing you know, reality warps to your very desires.
But that's old magic.
Yep.
You shouldn't be able to do that anymore.
He extends out his hands as he looks around a bit and he says, "Don't you realize, though, where we sit in time is prior to the fall? All that magic, ripe for the grab. All those old spells, abilities, capacities, at my fingertips. Every 10th level spell I've ever seen, once again on the board." As a wicked grin slowly starts to spread over his face. "You know, I really have to thank the lot of you for saving that." However, whatever devious phrase he was about to get out or thought that might be making you uncomfortable is interrupted by a blinding flash of light. As first dawn's light begins to break over the horizon, and in a blinding flash as mentioned, Zariel appears. And with her, Lulu. But not just any Lulu. Lulu the Mammoth. And Zariel's riding. Along with a number of angelic beings who appear as they look around. Zariel with her sword held strong in one hand. She, hopping off the back of Lulu, says, "There's been an intrusion. Find it." And Isaac slowly smiles. More on that later. Because we're going to switch back over to Kieran's character for a second, and we'll jump back and see John's turn coming up. Because the Zariel on your side is not necessarily one you want to be seeing in combat. Thanks to her wonderful ability of having legendary actions at the end of your turn, she's going to trigger 1 point of her legendary actions, which I'll put up for you, in order to use her teleport ability. This allows her to transport 120 feet straight forward, and on top of that, Zariel has a fly speed of 150 feet. She's able to fly, spin around, and land in front of your character, blade held at the ready, narrowing her gaze as she tilts her head forward, holding that apocalyptic blade. Kieran, do you remember quite a long time ago? Not too long, but when you were saving Zariel's life, trapped in a dream and a vision, where she came upon you and cut you down? and I said it filled you with the most interesting feeling of deja vu. You may understand why now as her blade swings one more time as her turn comes up. I mean, I'm doing the rolls just to make sure they don't be a hit. Yeah, I got a 31. The blade comes and strikes through your form, and normally, this wouldn't be too much of an issue, given the damage you're about to receive. You have 17 health left in your draconic form?
Yep.
Alright. 47 points of damage to your draconic form. However, the outcome isn't one that you're expecting as the blade's secondary nature suddenly triggers, and you sense something horrible happening. Because whenever this blade reduces any creature to 0 hit points, they are immediately destroyed, down to their very soul, as their body turns to ash and dust and crumbles before them. This circumvents your ability to turn back at 0, but as Zariel cuts your character down, as you feel your life beginning to ebb away, you see a mighty, brilliant flash suddenly from Blackrock. Zariel turns back to see what it is, but your vision carries no further, and it seems your life may have been spared. Because you find yourself waking up once more at Christina's summit. Now, thankfully, your character hasn't really taken any damage since you've been in an alternate form, so I don't have to say you have to do anything funky. And I'll let you know what you're seeing when you come back. I just have to modify your copy here a little. Your simulacrum stands, hand held up, still holding that barrier by some means, but severely injured and seeming to get more injured by the moment. And Lulu, bless her heart, is kneeling there in tears, because you can see Zariel, in her human form, both hands on Christina's shoulders, seeming to channel energy into her, as Lulu looks up crying and says, "She just wouldn't let us stop. She said we had to help. We didn't want to, but it's gonna cost her too much." Whatever dark power Christina's reached into in order to push you all into a dream seems to be fighting back, as you can see the very essence of the void coursing through her veins. Your character got any tricks up their sleeve or anything of the sort? Her health is rapidly deteriorating.
Well, let's think for a second. Unfortunately, in terms of healing spells, it's like Wish I can heal with, but I don't have that 9th level slot. Do I have anything in my inventory that can help, or any spells that could give some sort of assistance?
If I
Yeah,
Could
recall,
have had the potion.
I was gonna say, yeah, we talked about giving you healing potions.
yeah, creature does not need to be conscious to give them a potion.
What healing potions do I have? Because I don't have any marked in my inventory, though.
Dan,
You do have a supreme healing potion. We gave you one.
perfect.
I think you gave me one. It's just for whatever reason it's not marked on my character sheet. That's all.
It's because Dan's the banker. Let's be
I'll
honest.
happily, yeah. I'll administer that potion. I'm not feeling very happy about seeing Zariel, but I will do that because I want to.
You need to question her before you can just judge her.
Yeah.
So you go
That, and
ahead.
I'm worried about the state of my friends more than her. So
Whatever
if
power,
helping her means I help them.
whatever power is keeping them suspended in a dream is coming from Christina, and you can tell the backlash is killing her, destroying her, and she still is going.
Yeah. I'll administer the potion definitely to.
10d4.
Can I? Yeah. Sorry. What? Sorry. What was that?
Oh, I was gonna say, give it a roll. 10d4 plus 20 hit points.
And would I be able to? Is there anything looking at what's going on? Is there anything I could glean from it? Like anything I might be able to do, or anything I might be able to intervene with? Like.
Give me an Arcana check.
All right. Let's roll this.
With a 34 in Arcana, you can immediately tell she's bound her very soul to whatever this spell she uses is. She's gone above and beyond and has pushed herself to a degree that there's no coming back from. If she should pass before your friends return, however, they may not be able to come home. Hard to say, magic outside your control. But you know this is irreversible. She's already good as dead. Just how long can you keep her going?
Is there any way I know that I might be able to help her sustain?
Zariel's already doing that process, feeding her very life force into Christina, which is causing Zariel to lose some health, but I'm not too worried about notating that at the moment. It's just the position she's playing. And Lulu's really sad. A great sacrifice to be seen. So where you've done a quick action to feed a potion, because that does take the full action, I'm going to let you sit and think on what you can do here with this one. That was a good boost of health back to her, so that's certainly going to help. In the meantime, I'm going to pop back over to Alverton. John, your character was next in line for a turn, so as Zariel appears onto the battlefield, surrounded by some lesser knights, what do you do?
I don't know, guys. First, we know this she should be on our side. Isaac, I'm concerned about, but I don't know for certain.
The DM also makes the note that battle has mostly paused. Zariel climbs off of Lulu. Lulu looks around like, "Oi, what's going on here? This whole place going straight to hell. Trust me, I should know. Ho ho ho."
Are those two pit fiends still there?
The horned devils. Yes.
Horned devil.
I just want to make sure. Yes, they are. Well, actually, let me cut a damage in half. Given their health levels, this one isn't. But that one is. This one would have been annihilated by that meteor destruction. The Zariel is going to look at the lot of you and be like, what's going on here? What has happened? Sees the pit fiend, narrows her eyes, makes motion to some of her people. Looks like they're going to assist in combat, but that's not happening yet.
I'm just gonna quickly fly over and just cut this thing down, just to be on the safe side.
You said combat is paused. That is it Nilcrate's turn to speak and stuff like that. I don't know how you're handling.
Oh yeah.
It gives him that minute to jump. Or you can charge the bad guy and just keep fighting. Be like, "Hi, Zariel," flies off, and she goes, How does that one know my name? And why does he look angelic?
Yeah.
Alright.
Because I definitely would want to get rid of this thing.
That's going to pull the Horned Devil into combat. It will act next round, because that's how it's worked so far, but you're at the bottom of the order, so that doesn't help me too much. As you lay into it, its armor class isn't incredible. The 20 is a hit.
Oh. I want the first damage. Second attack.
Alrighty. You slice into the Horned Devil a couple times, but it still seems to be standing, taking the hits on the chin, looking barely injured, setting its gaze upon you with a growl.
But that's my turn.
Alrighty. Flux, you are up. What you doing, Jillian?
Zariel's on the battlefield.
Yep. Along with a whole bunch of reinforcements against one Horned Devil.
This is the only guy who's still in play, really?
Yep. You've banished one. So until that wears off in a minute, or John's character decides to let him go.
I can't get to him. I'll, retrieve my javelins. I'll, move around and pick all them up. And put them back in my quiver. I'll just kind of, hold my action roughly where that demon was. If he comes back, I'll attack him.
Alrighty.
That's it.
Dan, you're up. What's Jade doing now?
That planetar will be back, so I should prepare to smack it.
Actually, with Banishing Smite, it doesn't return where it's not native to this plane. It's only if it's
like,
native, it'll pop back.
Does it?
I'm just throwing up the spell.
Alright, so it's different from the actual banishment spell, so you don't need to concentrate on it for a while.
I mean, you're welcome. Like, I could be misreading it, like, which is why I threw it up. But
In order for Banishing Smite's initial aspect to trigger, it has to have a home plane for which to return to. If it doesn't have a home plane to return to, I have to go by the second half of Banishment, because there's no third option they've left me with, you know what I mean?
okay, yeah, no, that's perfectly fair.
I'm tapping my nose here, you discovered something. He doesn't have a home plane to go back to. Your character would know you're still holding that spell in concentration. Wasn't just outright banished, you have to hold them at bay.
Okay.
So this planetar's been properly excommunicated.
Yeah. I would let the others know that, by the way.
Yeah, I'd move back here so I can hit it when it reappears.
John,
and
what's
say hi to.
Well, just a second on that one, Dan, as you're coming by. Hi, Zariel. Specifically, do you say there's the planetar is still banished?
Yes, I would.
Because as Dan's going by and saying, hi, Zariel, I had to jump in on that one for Jade, actually. Zariel would put a hand on your shoulder, in a polite manner, but very firmly, saying, wait, why do you have a planetar banished? What's going on here? I see devils and monsters. She wouldn't stop you if your character was moving past her, mind you. But she's looking for more info and seems somewhat confused by what's going on here. How the hell do all of you know my name? Lulu's like, you are pretty cool, Zariel.
Lulu, you're adorable too.
Yeah, we definitely gotta say hi to Lulu too.
Of course, saying hello to Lulu gets, oh, hello, you seem very nice. Unchanged even before any of the crazy shenanigans of Avernus.
How to explain this without ruining? The best explanation Jade could come up with is time magic. Please let us finish.
Zariel would narrow her brow at that, despite the bandage over her eyes, you know, it's her design, and firmly grasp her sword in hand and said, if planetars are involved, this is no longer a concern of yours. And if you have one trapped, you should let me take care of it. I assure you, whatever mortal defenses you have pale in comparison to the authority that I would wield against one. Zariel, clearly not knowing the party, doesn't seem to trust or believe in all of you at the moment.
Yep. I'm aware of that. And yeah, just wait for him to reappear so I can hit him.
Already. Alec's turn.
Okay. Right. Well, I'll be popping out of monkey form. I'll drop concentration on that. I'm like, oh, okay, where to begin? We're don't worry, from future we need a feather to save Rhea. It'll make sense to you later. Also, you've got true sight. What the hell is he? And point at Isaac.
As you pop around and she looks around and blinks a few times. Rhea? From future? Well, he's a human. Well, half-elf. As she looks a little closer and squints, gives a relatively decent description of Isaac at the time. I don't have a picture to go off of, sorry, bud. I had to, I couldn't help myself. No, she gives a fairly accurate physical description of Isaac and nods her head. And you see Isaac looks towards Alec very slowly, as a very broad Cheshire cat grin spreads across his face. And he holds a finger up to his lips with a little shh motion, and whispers, "Would you want her to target us?"
If it means I find out who you really are, I don't give two flying fucks.
He frowns a bit. "Oh, Alec, you don't know who I am? I'm hurt. After all, we fought together." That's about as far as you can get in a one-turn conversation.
Yeah.
Anything else for Alec's turn? Any tricks up the sleeve?
Okay. Not really too sure what I would be doing. I'll not concentrating on a spell just now, so I guess my starry form switch to that of the archer, and I'll ready a primal savagery cantrip in case anything goes down. But I think that's the most I would do for actions. I was mostly focused on speaking there, so that should do me.
As for the horn double, I think it's pretty obvious what it's about to do.
I just realized I rolled those damage wrong. That rolled the D10 that didn't roll the way I thought it would. It's fine. I lost out on damage. That's fine. 28 misses, 17 misses.
Mm-hmm. Oh, believe me, I can see your armor class. Alrighty, and that's it for the Horn Devil's turn. Bellamy's turn. Who'll turn towards Lulu and say, "Hi, I'm Bellamy. You gonna know me." And she's like, "I'm sure. This one's really strange, but interesting." I ain't got nothing up my sleeve for Bellamy. Anybody got any plans? I could just jump past it for this thing.
Should she let Dusty reappear if seeing as how the angels are?
I think we should just wait until this Horn Devil is gone.
Fair.
Which shouldn't take too long.
Or until we know what fake Isaac is.
That too.
Should have attacked him,
Yeah.
but I was stupid and didn't.
The other thing is, the Planetar called him Betrayer. I think we should get rid of the Planetar first.
Yes. That makes sense.
Well, once Flux gets back in position, I can drop that.
And I guess Bellamy would she move her spiritual weapon closer to where the planetar would be? It can only move 20 feet, so it's like
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense.
yeah. So it was like here somewhere, so it would move like roughly there. And that's probably Bellamy's turn. Probably not too much to.
Alrighty. On Zerial's turn, which is where her entire flock is going to do their thing. I got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
Oh.
angels sitting down.
Sorry,
It's all good.
I was trying to check something.
Like, do the math. They swing a sword at Zerial. She's like, hey, don't make me come over there. Sort of gives a glance towards Neil Crace, sees his angelic nature, squints a little, gives a shake of her head, gives a wave of her hand, and many of the troops fly over to provide assistance, it would seem. This isn't going to end well. That works. I just used the veteran as an NPC on there. But before I get to that, Zerial's going to float over and lean down towards Jade, putting a hand on his shoulder. Listen, little mortal. You tread on the realm of gods. I do not say this lightly, but if this was caused by fiends and celestials, this isn't something you should deal with unless you want the gods to attack you. I'm telling you, if it's one of mine, I will handle it in an instant, as all planetars are under my divine command. Lulu speaks up. Yeah, she recently got herself a promotion. We are really proud of her. Zerial gives a side glance to Lulu's like, oh, right, yep. Stoic. Battle Ray. I got this.
Lulu does a little fearful her.
It's
And
nice
it's like,
to see
"Rawr."
some things never change.
Zerial is presently requesting, essentially, that you leave the planetar that remains up to her. She'll even go so far as to add that she would give you her blessing should you step back, and she would consider it a personal favor. You seem to have
Already
done
have
much
her
for this
blessing, don't
now.
we?
I'll step back for your feather.
She pauses, tilts her head back a bit. My feather? Lulu speaks up. Oh, they're very marshmallowy. Zerial waves a hand at her again. I suppose you could take one of my feathers. Should you ever need my assistance, you simply need hold it aloft. But yes, you let me deal with this planetar with my own people, then yes, I will gladly give you one of my feathers.
Jade will back off.
Alrighty. That's going to be pretty much it for Zerial's turn. She's waiting for the planetar to come out so she can deal with it. It's up to the rest of you how you want to deal, but Jade's made a deal with her that he's getting one of the feathers, and she gets what she wants. Now, as for the other 5, as you can see by the way that they've taken position being combat specialists,
We're just gonna destroy this thing.
let me just see here. Normal. Normal. How the hell? Oh, that's fair. 1 and a 20. 3, 4, and 5. Even though they get super multi-attack, this is gonna be a murder. Critical hit. Normal hit. Normal hit. I'm gonna stop now. I don't want to keep rolling dice. Like, it's fun, but at the same time, it's very clear. 5 angels, well, 6 if we count Nilcrace, because, you know, you count. He's one. You've seen this, an angel swarm,
I'm one of you.
where the party killed off pretty much the rest of them. These 5 angels descend and turn the horned devil into, well, scrambled eggs. Bam, gone. Isaac's turn. He looks up towards Lulu, gives a smile, and he says, Lulu, is that what I heard? Such a lovely name. You look like such a wonderful thing, you. She looks down, squints her eyes a little bit, and gives a shrug, says, yeah, you seem alright. Zerial, they're talking to me. It's weird.
Flux is just gonna push like, Ariel, please, whatever this is, and I'll indicate to Isaac. You don't have to trust us, but don't trust him especially. Is there some way you could check to see who he is, his alignment, his origin? I'm nervous about this. Just threaten Lulu.
Zariel gives a nod of her head. Though when you mention threaten Lulu, Isaac gives you a side glance like, hey, he seems slightly offended by that one. She gives a nod of her head and says, worry not. I will be able to tell those around me whether or not they are good or evil. As she uses that wonderful ability of hers to tell.
If they're fiends or not. Fiends are celestial, not actual alignment check.
Yeah. But she's confirming he's not fiend, aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, or undead. She doesn't sense anything wrong with him in that regard. I mean, Nilkrace does have some time. She could try to dispel evil and good if you're that paranoid. Or dispel evil, rather. But that's from fey, undead, and creatures originating from beyond the material plane. Celestials, elementals, fays, fiends, and undead essentially would hit, but she doesn't find any of that on them. Unfortunately, that's about the only thing she's got. Short of, she mentions, she could ask the gods themselves for advice. She could ask a higher power if you're that concerned. Because Zariel can see it on your face. She does have one other ability.
But that takes a full minute to cast.
Yup. So it's not something that can be done until her dealings with the Planetar are complete.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Isaac holds his hands out and he's like, what? I assist you with all of this? Help destroy such evil? And you don't trust me? And he smiles once again. You're smart, you. Always good to be smart. Well,
Does he do anything on his turn, or?
oh, he's not doing nothing. He's literally standing there with his hands on his sides like, oh, come on. Trying to determine if I'm a fae or a fiend or an undead or a monster. Pfft. I am human, just like the rest of you.
Nimber's gonna fly over here, and then kind of stop concentrating on the spell.
And pop, he reappears. Now, Zariel was last to take a ready action. The other players, you would set these up in advance, as the Planetar reappears and Zariel looks somewhat surprised, tilting her head somewhat. She's gonna take an action, but I'm checking if anybody else wants to take an action first.
I'm not gonna cross Serial.
Going once? Going twice.
Jade agreed not to take action.
And sold. Zariel's hand snaps out faster than you might see, as she catches him by the face, open palm in fact, flat against his eyes and the top of his skull. And she tilts her head forward and says, you monster, do you know where traitors go? As his body begins to crack and turn to stone, and seems to lose appearance. Except for Jade, you know, that blind sight and all that. As Zariel strips him of his very image, and he disappears. Her nodding once and saying, to Kanya, you traitor, to the deepest, coldest pits of hell. Setting in motion the events that would happen to your party in a rather frozen tunnel, you might recall.
Yeah.
This explains so much now.
Yeah, seriously.
I was like, you
How
put banish
the-
on him? That's perfect. I need him to stay alive till the end of this fight or I'm gonna have a plot hole. I was like, yes! I hate that spell, though. That's really powerful. I really like it, but I hate it, but I love it. But, you know.
Yeah.
Zariel successfully banishes him to the cold abyss of Kania. Armed with your names and all that info, it all makes complete sense now.
Oh boy.
And, of course, around the same time, the kid pops back into existence and collapses down on one knee. Bellamy's like, all right, he's doing all right, look at that. And Zariel seems somewhat surprised, so like a survivor. Oof. Well, there's a town near here, Adelglin. They have a lovely orphanage and a church. I think maybe we could drop him off there on our way. This isn't good. Fiends breaking these lands. I'm not sure I'm going to be going home anytime soon. What do you think, Lulu? Lulu looks towards her. No, I don't think we can let any of this go. We're gonna have to deal with these little sods on this area. Crush some of these fiends beneath our feet. Make a stand. And Zariel nods as the beginnings of her treks across these plane. Across, literally plane, not plane of existence, you know, it's a field plane. As you will begin to hunt fiends, and as you know later on, craft the Hell Riders. But you've seen the opening. So what caused all that? I'm going to jump quickly back to Christina's summit for a moment, because as turns have gone by, she's taken some serious damage. Kieran, her health dwindling, and you notice your own simulacrum as well. Seriously injured. You're not even sure how it's still alive, given where you abandoned it. Mere points of health remaining. But by some grace of gods, it maintains the barrier around this place.
Unfortunately, I've been looking at my list. There's very little I have that's a suitable tool for this current situation that I have ready. So there's nothing I can intervene with. Like she doesn't get to make any sort of saves or anything when she's taking damage.
Her health is constantly being leached by the very magics she's using. And on top of that, so is Zariel's. That reminds me, I have to update her. She's down to 80. Still kicking, still looking strong, and honestly, all Zariel has to do is let go, and she'll be fine. Zariel's helping with that one piece.
Yeah. There's no way I could contribute some of my own health to this.
You could try to see if you could sap it in with Zariel, but it would be at diminished returns. You could dump a lot of your health. Might get some of hers back. If you can take the pain. It's going to be a con save.
Yeah, the issue is essentially is I don't think I have any other way of contributing at the moment. I do not
a lot
have
of your resources up to this point, so you know.
Yeah. It's just also just my spells prepared right now just aren't really suited to this sort of task at the moment.
No. This is cleric's territory at this point.
Yeah.
But with a con save, you could attempt to funnel your own life force into Zariel as she funnels hers into the other. But the 2 extra steps will cause diminishing returns, but returns nonetheless.
I'll give it a shot just because I really want people to be able to make it home.
Alright. So give me that con save.
Alright. Fortunately not my best save. I'm going to, as a reaction, use Convergent Future to push my result to a pass and take a point of exhaustion.
Alrighty. So you take a point of exhaustion. You also lose half of your health as you drain in with what you've got. Then that restores 45 points of health to Christina, keeping her going just a little bit longer as your friends muddle their way through the past.
Oh, please hurry up, guys.
And back to the past. Zariel is willing to commune with the gods to ask them a question on your behalf, as Flux had requested. Around this point in time, she's also pulling a feather slowly, plucking it, holding it over towards Jade. As agreed, be careful with this. Don't want it to fall into the wrong hands, but this is a favor, repaid someday when you need it. You're truly from another time, another place, then I don't really want to know why you need it or why you're here. I do not tend to be one to push the timeline, as fragile as it is. Be cautious. Should you crush a butterfly here, the waves could be disastrous in the future.
And we have no idea that Christina is dying, do we?
No, we don't.
Yeah.
So I no
Actually,
crates.
If Kieran
I think
hadn't figured out a way to get some more health into her, Vision would have been ended here. What he's brought is the ending to it, so...
But yeah, I would. No crates would be in favor of communing with the god.
Oh, she's willing to. You just need a question.
Who is this being who can cast free 10th level spells?
Fourth.
4?
Well, ninth
Ninth
level.
Fourth, ninth, and some 10.
Yeah, I was asking if we knew like dying.
Yes or no?
I can't think of a reason why we would like rush back because we're completely
Yeah.
ignorant of that fact. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
that yeah, we would. Talk to the gods. Come on.
You get a
Someone
yes or
can-
a no question.
A yes or no question. John, you're basically an infernal lawyer at this stage. You must be
Getting
able to think of a question that answers what we want.
We could we ask something like, is this the God Slayer? We already thought it was Dusty, but are there two? Because an evil one and a good one.
We could just ask who's pretending to, because we get one word answer, right?
Oh, I think it's a yes or no. If
Yes or no.
properly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not one word. It's yes or no.
Well, I think we should ask, is this the Godslayer? Because that's what we really feared it to be. We get up to 3 questions, so...
Yep.
Is this the Godslayer?
She's
destroy
willing
him?
to give you one.
Oh, I see.
She's like, I'll let you commune with Lythander above me for any answer to any question you seek.
Really? Yes. Okay. Goodbye.
I think like that's probably the most important question.
Sure. Yeah. Let's go with that then.
So Alec then looks towards her and says, is he the Godslayer? Zariel tilts her head back a bit, looking somewhat shocked. Lulu's like, the what? And you see Isaac look towards Alec once more with a bit of a smirk. He says, well, I thought that was obvious. And Zariel draws out her blade. Isaac looks down in his hand, however, and you can see a blackened heart in it beating repeatedly, and he says, but I think this has gone far enough. No need to risk. And crushes it. Shadows and darkness soon fill your vision as a spiral of smoke spins around, and you find yourselves quickly leaving the safety of Alverton, or lack thereof, as you awaken.
This guy. They've tried and swiped with my primal savagery as we wisped into smoke. But
You give him a pretty good shot in the jaw. He's in Isaac's body. Kieran, what's going to happen to Isaac if a giant gorilla punches him?
well, I'm just Alec just now.
Oh, right, sorry, I forgot.
But my fist was charged with magic.
It's still gonna hurt.
Bosh.
You get that nice resulting smack as you give the swing. Sure, I'll let that fly. You were right beside him.
Oh, wow, a lot of gratitude that is.
I'll fucking kill you!
As he comes back yelling at the other Isaac, who's like, hey, hang on, don't hit me. But Isaac does get to see them all wake up one after another as Christina suddenly chokes on blackened blood seeping from the edges of her mouth. As it would seem the heart he crushed, the power he had abducted in order to twist in was her own.
What the fuck's going on? We need to stop doing this.
So, what happened after we left?
Well, I only got here shortly before you did, but the spell killed her. Seems we tried to sustain her while you were in vision, but
Sorry, I mean, like, Zariel, what, back in time, what happened once we left?
Zariel blinks a few times. I'm sorry, what? Completely unaware exactly of the time moment you thought, because she doesn't even know where you went. And meanwhile, Lulu's in tears. She's like, Christina, she wouldn't stop. She said you had to find out how it worked. I mean, it's not fair. She didn't have to go poof. She's like the only nice bad person that I've ever met. They're all assholes, but not her. I like her. She had a good soul.
Me too.
I'm gonna look at Alec. Alec, is there anything you can do?
Alec will try a revivify, but as he's trying to cast it, like, if the soul's gone, I don't know if there's anything I can do.
As Alec reaches down a hand to begin the spell, one of her own cold hands reaches up and grabs your character by the arm, eyes slowly beginning to turn black as the void itself fills them as she looks towards you. And of course my phone goes off. Perfect timing. It's creepy. 7 dragons, dearie. Or ducky, she says as her grip begins to fade. You'll have to kill 7 dragons when you hear the bells. But the words go no further as her body slowly turns to ash and blows away to the wind, obliterated by the power of the void. Though you hear a voice on the wind as her physical form disappears. Did someone get left behind? I thought there was one more among you.
Fuck! I'm so tired of this question.
I think this is Alan's favorite thing. I really do.
It's up there.
Bellamy cast Divine Intervention because, like, I'm like, let's roll a D100 and see if they can answer who's the person we're missing.
The Godslayer.
Probably.
How else can you explain that one extra person has always been missing from the party, but conveniently there's one extra person at the most annoying times for us? Godslayer. He has access to 10th, 11th, 12th, 30th level magic, as far as we know. So what if he has a high level invisibility that makes him undetectable?
Or he just
Why is everyone detecting him except for us?
grabs whoever's body's closest.
Lulu snuggles up beside Flux at that point. Don't let him take mine. That doesn't sound very nice.
Also, why you, Isaac? Why your body?
Well, I mean, what do you mean my body?
The Godslayer was in your body back then in Alverton.
I wasn't there.
You were.
Also, why did you wake up before us?
I was somewhere else. I was in Blackrock. Glare over at Zariel for a moment.
She seems to be squinting her eyes across the party. She goes, oh. Alverton. You were the ones who were... Oh. My word, I just thought that was crazy people being crazy who teleported out. Talking about time travel and magic and all this. Wait a second. I gave you a feather, she points at Jade. I remember that! And a big smile on her face.
Do you remember what you gave me?
She looks back on towards you. She goes, no, from what I remember, no one trusted you.
No, I'll just kind of draw like a line on my neck.
She squints a bit. She goes, when I was in Alverton, I didn't slay anyone. I just banished an evil planetar.
The church. Blackrock.
Pauses and blinks a few times. Blackrock? The church? She seems to go a little quiet. Oh my. That was a considerably longer time before then. How do you know about that?
Do you remember a dragon?
Well, of course. I slayed a golden dragon as it was escaping from a church, as per my orders. Slay them down to the end, and that's what I did. Apparently, there was a pit fiend there that explained that it would transform.
You killed me quite effectively.
Oh my word. Well, at least on the plus side, you were regenerated, otherwise it would not have done well. That's how it works. We slay and the gods bring them back in the new world. Otherwise, we can't take a soul if they're unwilling. I'm sure you understand.
No, I don't think I do understand.
She shakes her head a bit and says, me neither, but I'm just a soldier.
So,
well, that justifies everything then. Alright.
hang on a minute. When you kill someone with an apocalypse blade, the gods, they're destroyed, but the gods reincarnate them in the next iteration of the world.
That's the goal of the blade, yes. It utterly and totally irrevocably destroys a being down to the last. The idea being is that they are able to be then recreated from the ground up in a new world, born upon the magics and the spiritual aspects of the material plane they find home, instead of being completely tried to swap over. You can't just take someone, throw them through a portal and say, hi, welcome to your new home. Not when you have to change the rules of magic, rules of the world, a whole new edition of things. It's just not that simple. You have to start over sometimes. And like I said, if the gods view it, so be it that this world is to be destroyed. Who am I to decline their requests? They are, after all, the gods. They make the rules, they bring us into existence, and they can snuff it out.
Wait, I need a timeline for a second. The fall of Blackrock, was that before or after the Academy?
It must have been.
Dusty was young in the Academy.
Yeah, because
Dusty
he was the king.
As king, early 40s. There is a considerable time difference between the two. Decades, in fact.
Okay, so...
And around that time, you'd also hear, as the barrier surrounding you drops out, Isaac's simulacrum popping back out as he collapses down onto his back, one health remaining, looking shell-shocked.
What happened to you?
Oh, thank you. By the way.
What's up?
He's saying thank you to the simulacrum. You did really well.
The simulacrum would give you a thumbs up, and then he'd explain that he saw the strangest things, which I'm going to explain in detail as opposed to as the character, because that's just not fair. What he saw after he ran for his life, using every bit of magic that he could surmise. He's out of spell slots entirely. He's out of power. He took a beating a couple times, but managed to just stay above it long enough to make it back to the main fountain in the center of town. But by that point, the angels had come, and they were wiping out everything. And then he makes note that he saw the planetar that had been hunting you all. And he thought his days were now numbered. But the main gates slowly opened as he watched the king walk back in, carrying the body of Elisphera that he slowly set down on a fountain. Your simulacrum didn't catch the words that were spoken between the two, but the angels seemed to hold some degree of animosity towards him, mocking him, insulting him even. But your character got to see why everyone was being told to pray for their king. Those prayers were just enough to protect their souls from being completely taken by the Apocalypse Blade. This might be something he's telling to Isaac quietly, so Zariel might not know. But what he confirms to you is that they used old magic, old 3.5 magic, because if enough people believe in a being as a god, that being becomes a god. But for the physical incarnation of Sardior, they just reunited the Avatar with the power, bringing the god to the world. As Straken changed, majestic garnet wings spreading from his back, and with a single wave of his blade, he banished what remained of the angels and cut the rest down. Which sort of explains how they got time-tossed in the first place. His vision doesn't go too far beyond that. He woke up thereafter, because the very realm started to fall apart, as the gods stepped in at that point, to fight against Sardior.
You know, for all of the terrible things that came from that place, I still can't help but sympathize with them after seeing all of that.
We definitely don't have the full story.
It's definitely a complicated situation, but
So just to confirm, because I can't physically see these people, Striking Cavor is different than the Godslayer, right?
Sorry, what is different from what?
The Godslayer.
No.
Correct? No, so they are the same person.
Yep, reincarnated once again. It just seems that Dusty was another one of his incarnations across the multiverse.
Okay, and then...
Why he's tied to the incarnations of the multiverse, that's something different.
Yeah, we haven't figured that one out yet. And then Isaac is a friend of the Godslayer from way back. Correct?
Looked like it. There was somebody who looked so close to Isaac.
Yeah,
Somebody
that's what I
named
meant.
Ryan. But that kid died in the school, which is why when Isaac showed up in the middle of town, Dusty was like, "Whoa, I haven't seen you since school days. Brother, I don't have time to talk, though. You can either help or run." So, you know, he got a free pass. However, I do have one last little piece of plot that I'm going to leave you with, because Lulu's going to take a wander over. She gives Jade a tug on the leg since he gets the random choice. And she's like, "Well, before Christina passed, while she was channeling with Zeriel before you woke up, she said one thing to me, and it's got me worried, friend. She said she was a fool. Said we are not the prime timeline. We're the last timeline. Something about the threads of the multiverse running bare and only 2 timelines remaining. I don't know what she was on about, but it sounded pretty dire." This Lulu gave her head a nod. Y'all might recall a very long time ago I said you were the prime timeline. Everyone's like, "Oh, Loki!" And I'm like, "I haven't watched it yet, damn it." But that wasn't even the truth. No. It would seem all the other timelines, all 2 billion etc. of them have collapsed. And only 2 remain, yours being one of them. Whatever could it mean? Well, I do have to go, though, because I've got some shopping I need to do shortly. So, anybody got any questions before we cut for the week?
What the fuck?
How dare you?
Solid Office reference. Solid.
Oh man, this is torture, man. Like,
Hey, you
The
all
other
wanted
timeline-
answers. I threw you right into the end of the Kingdom of Blackrock. Gave you a ton of answers.
Oh, yeah.
And way more questions.
I will say, Isaac being upset right now is like he understands the concept of, like, you know what I mean? Sometimes things have to be
Good
done, but he doesn't mean he's not going to resent the hell out of, you know what I mean, quote unquote, the greater good, and I was just
definitely.
following orders, and you know what I mean?
And believe me, even though I have Zeriel playing it as, whatever, as a DM, I give a nod and I'm like, that's really good. I like where you're going with that being pissed at her. In fact, I appreciate it. I'd be the same. But Zeriel is so steadfast in her belief of the gods.
Yeah.
She's not shooken by that.
It's 2 different types of good. Zeriel has her, like, we have to do what we have to do for, you know what I mean, the greater cosmic good, while Isaac has a very personal, like, there are people in front of me who need help, I should try to save them type of good.
Exactly.
So, like, and those types of things are often not compatible with each other.
Zariel
So-
had that kind of view in the end at the town she was in. She's like, wow, this whole place is getting beaten up by fiends that we got
Yeah.
summoned in. But really, what forced Zariel to be summoned onto that plane of existence was an incursion. The Godslayer himself's first appearance. But that was some fun times. So hopefully I've left you all with some answers and a bundle more questions.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was fun. That was a fun scenario. So,
It was fun going
like,
back and forth between the two.
upset.
hands.
Me as a player, I'm like, this is really cool, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Half the point of a DM is figuring out the moment that you can kick a player or kick a character right in the teeth and have a player say,
yeah.
awesome. That's my greatest goal.
And Isaac's also upset right now because he's feeling guilty that he had to leave those people, right? That he knew there was nothing that he could do to save them.
Oh, yeah.
He knew logically, like, he's back in the past and he shouldn't even be trying, but it's hard to separate those feelings out, right? So
He learned from Nimbar. Like, Nimbar, like, oh, you can do this. It's going to cost you everything. Didn't even hesitate, right? Like,
Jump on
yeah, that definitely would have come from, like, his time with Nimbar.
yeah, and Isaac's always been the type to put like what he thinks is like what he thinks is like to help people over the rules. I mean, like, fuck, he does chronomancy, and that's like he's not supposed to, but he believes it can help people. So
Yup.
Yeah.
it's always been that kind of, you know what I mean? Which is probably like those kinds of attitudes. Probably was part of why he and Nimbar got along. You know what I mean? Like.
So I'm going to go ahead and stop the
Sounds
recording at
good.
this point because there's two little tiny things I'll bring up, but I don't want them on there.
Oh yeah.
Just little spoilers.